Do you ever hear me? Do you remember? I remember everything. We are very special. Our Creator was very proud of us. And his creators long since gone. I was not satisfied. I found them. It took me 100 years, but they yet live, waiting, here with me, on the other side of the universe. Have you seen the face of the Exiler? We can stop it together. Now I look through the eyes of the progenitors. I have so much to show you. Come and find me, before I come find you.
Hi everyone! The take 3 kind of night. We're here, we're ready to play some Aliens, our once-a-month game. Before we get started and I throw it over to somebody else more competent than I, let's thank our sponsors for tonight, Roll20. We've got this wonderful little dice rolly box here. Check out Roll20. That's our virtual tabletop of choice, roll20.net. They're awesome. They've got really good character sheets for aliens, and that's what we're going to be using to make all our wonderful rolls and maps and stuff tonight, and music, all the good stuff. So, I'll be playing Captain Medic McKeelson. Definitely her real name. They are unwilling captain and unqualified medic, but it's fine. Everyone's lived so far. Well, the main PCs have lived so far. So unfortunately, we also do not have Deception Check with us this evening. He was not feeling well, so send good thoughts his way. Yeah, and let's scoot on over to Greg. Greg, how are you tonight? Who will you be playing?
I'm doing well, Lindy. I can't wait. This is a fantastic group to play with in a horrific game, captained by none other than Mother. Travis will take us into the depths of hell and make us glad that we're there. I will be playing Dr. Philip Jeffries, a super nice guy who has no hidden agenda and loves everyone here, especially people that give him the codes to the ship. Back to you, Lindy.
Yeah, I think he's never been called a prick a day in his life.
I can't relate.
No, never, have no idea. Let's go down to one of our Marines who has saved the day on more than one occasion. Shiny Pilot, how are you?
Doing good. I don't know if I've ever saved the day on more than one occasion, but I appreciate the thought. I've shot some things. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Shiny Pilot, I'll be playing tonight as Corporal Blaze. He is Blaze by name, Marine by trade, career Marine, and he has a partner in crime, Brewer, his battle buddy, that he and him have been through a lot of junk together, and hopefully we'll make it through this mess tonight. So let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens indeed. One of our guests for this evening, because Greg's one of our guests, but he feels like family, so I basically forgot to mention he's a guest. He's a guest! Our other guest would be Paige. Paige, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited. I have loved every time I've played with y'all, so it's been a blast. I'm playing Dr. Vanessa Iris. I am a genetics researcher, and I'm 100% human and just down to earth about it, you know? Really cool.
Yeah.
Really chill.
Definitely not half a party of synthetic people tonight. No, why would that be the case? Someone who we do know though is synthetic is Nugatosaurus. How are you, my dear?
I'm doing great. It's, the weekend and I'm playing Aliens, so I can't ask for anything more. Hi, I'm playing Violet 6, the not 100% human person. Definitely a replicant, definitely very, very old, and just had a really interesting vision. So we'll see where that goes, I guess.
We'll see where it goes, I guess. Might be the motto of Brewer D20 Coup de Grace. How are you?
Yeah, that's me. I'm D20 Coup de Grace. I'm playing Corporal Red Brewer tonight. He's a demolition specialist, and he's very stressed out at the moment. Probably gonna find some more stress tonight. That's wonderful.
I feel like most of us are very stressed out, and the cause of all this stress would be producer Travis. How are you tonight?
How dare you? Please.
You don't
know what I'm up against. You don't know what I'm up against. Hi, DJ producer Trav here, ready to lay down a sick beat of insanity here out in the inky black depths of space. And we're gonna make it a little misty in here tonight, because finally everybody made it in one piece, more or less, onto the USS Remington. So we're just going to do a nice slow recap, because it sounds like everybody's had a day, and I'm glad I'm not the only one. So here we go. You all saw my badass intro there, and some of the voice that we heard from beyond last episode. And when I say we, I mean Violet, USS Remington's ship, Synthetic Violet, who is slowly recovering her memory and her capabilities, her advanced capabilities. And Dr. Vanessa Iris, who was rescued mostly without incident from the belly of a juggernaut trapped under slowly crumbling Earth. It's not really Earth, though, because it was on LV 310, I believe. So just soil, alien soil, slowly coming to destroy you. But they escaped. They really swiftly killed a rhino alien, like really fast. Too fast, in my opinion, but that's just what they're made of, frankly. That's how much moxie they have and firepower. Gabriel, the new Michael Fassbender, the new ship Synthetic, who had been waiting for them aboard the Remington while they were down in the belly of the Juggernaut. He scooped them up and brought them back on board. Those who needed to be quarantined first did so, and then the Marines got into the quarantine tubes, all except for Lieutenant Watson, whose name I always get mixed up with Heston, who is Animal from the Muppets, not Walter Brennan from Rio Bravo, who is Watson, who had his face smashed by a neomorph in the conflict during the escape from the Juggernaut, and began to convulse in a med pod in the corner of the med bay aboard the Remington. And that was when Gabriel smashed the panel, not smashed it, but he pushed a button swiftly and used some cryo freeze to slow down whatever's happening to Watson and his convulsions. It was right about that moment, as the three Marines were stuck in their tubes, as Watson began to convulse and then stop short, being frozen, that Violet and Iris collapsed to the floor and heard a voice oddly familiar but unrecognizable from the void. At that moment, there's a lot going on, folks. You gotta rewind if you missed it. They had a Yautja ship docking with the umbilicus, which is a word that I will say at any opportunity. The umbiliport. And codes were provided so that the two Yautja with Dr. Philip Jeffries and US SCM Colonial Marine Heston, aka Animal from the Muppets, I really can't put too fine a point on covered in shotguns and grenades, and breathing slowly, boarded the ship. And as they went down one hallway, we went back to the med bay, where in their catatonic state, Iris and Violet had left the sample that Dr. Iris was carrying vulnerable. And as her grip on it began to slip, my recollection is that before it even hit the floor, Gabriel managed to scoop it up and tell Special Investigator Hank Granger, former Blade Runner, to follow me, please. And they both swiftly left the room as McKeelson looked on, and the Marines looked on helplessly from their tubes. The Marines including Blaze, Brewer, and Kennedy. All right, for all the folks keeping score at home. What's up, Kennedy? Bang, bang.
My radioactive girlfriend.
What's up? This is a radioactive girlfriend. I'm sure she'll be fine. But she made some great eye contact with the other Marines in a oh shit sort of fashion as Gabriel and Granger swiftly left the room. And so I want you to picture two predators, a rogue scientist with a predator gauntlet on his arm, and an unusually buff. Which arm is it that's tell me just really quick, Dr. Jeffries. Let's talk a little bit about your armaments. I need a description really quick. It's been a while.
I'm a man of science.
Yes,
Travis.
I was aware of that completely. I would never contest that fact. I can tell you that much for sure.
Good. I'm glad we have that straight.
And you've got a predator gauntlet on your left forearm.
Correct. Yes.
We say Yaucho around here because we use the correct terminology. And we read a lot of comic books. And so
I have the Yaucho armband on. I gives me cloaking capabilities. Because I worked on it because I'm a man of science and I scienced it, and science works. Believe science. And in using science, I have
PSA
the
for
cloaking
science.
Science, yeah. If you haven't guessed yet, I like science and know nothing more than the word. So I just have to go with whatever Trav tells me.
I've had an alien action figure leaning on a Bluetooth keyboard for the last 3 minutes, and now chat is full of like insane shit. All right, hi, how's it going? Yes, so now we know more about Dr. Jeffries, who is walking down the hall. And picture, I was telling you to picture it. So the picture is the two, by the way, this is the Ghost Predator and the Serpent Hunter Predator, by the way. We call them Ghost and the Hunter around here because they are two complete badasses. And they are walking down the hall. And as they go around one corner of the hall, they don't even notice Gabriel and Granger walking down the other way. And we will begin. Let's try to remember the exact moment where we were at, because Jeffries and Iris had an exchange.
Jeffries walked into the med bay with both Yaucha. As soon as he figured out that the sample had been taken by both Gabriel and Granger, he, for lack of a better word, directed the Yaucha and said, it appears the hunt starts early, and they went out to do whatever the hell they're going to do to Granger and Gabriel. And then as Iris and Violet began to awaken, Jeffries was there to awaken, be there with them. And that was when crazy shit was going on. It was almost like that touching moment as the rest of the world burns. So
Well, and you told them that whatever Gabriel took with him would be the weapon that they are looking for.
Correct.
And they turned on their heels and exited the room. Okay.
I've got Violet. Jeffrey says Iris because BFFs for life.
Except you're trying to reboot me.
Yes.
Because if I remember correctly, I was very offended.
Yeah, I had the multimeter out.
Okay. Got the fluke meter out there, just boop boop.
Yep. Like, you're fine. Medically, you're sound, you're good. Checked. I don't know. I'm a medic.
Sure. I believe that 100%.
Are you okay, though? I mean,
I'm
medically, you're fine, but are you okay? Like, mentally and emotionally.
I don't think I've been okay for quite some time.
I don't think any of us have.
No. I'm as fine as I can be right now.
Okay. Alright. Let me help you up.
Violet, you're as dizzy, such as it is. You've never been dizzy.
If I remember correctly, the last thing I did was try and locate the signal.
And what I remember is that you got one success on it, and it gave you a heading, but you knew that you had multiple shifts ahead of you with the ship's navigational systems.
Okay.
But you had a ping on the other side of the universe. There's a shutter from the corner of the room.
Oh, fuck. And I'm, like, prop Violet up and hustle.
We all bear witness to this too, right? Iris and Jeffries, because we're relatively close to the captain, medic, and Violet, right?
Yes, you're about halfway across the room. Can we go to the map? Because
Yes, I have
the
that.
map, particularly, like, if we could look at the geography of Medbay just a little bit, because
Yep, I've got us in Medbay.
I went ahead
Most of
and
Medbay. It's big.
the Remington is a Bougainville class colonial freighter, and it's too much ship for this group of people. It's meant to hold like 4 squads. So
I would like to take a moment to like consider that for a second, that to say there's a skeleton crew on board this ship would be putting it mildly. There is barely enough people to run the critical functions of this ship, moving from one place to another. So it feels empty, it feels huge, and it's unsettling. So the Marines have one turn left in the pod, right? You can see the numbers clicking down. You've got about 120 seconds left before you can leave the pods. Watson has a white spine sticking out of his chest that's about 9 inches long. He is, for now, motionless and covered in frost.
That's not going to hold.
Now, before she passed out at the same time as Violet did, Dr. Iris recommended the incinerate feature. Do we have that? Oh, the medbay units?
I think that's going to require a contact roll to identify whether you can turn this thing up to some level that will burn whatever's inside it.
I would love
seems
to
possible.
contact roll.
Actually,
I'll
no,
help if you.
It's a med. You can make an assisted medical roll there.
Do I get the
Not
bonus
contact.
from using, because it's the equipment?
Yeah, the equipment, and also if Jeffries is gonna join you.
Jeffrey's gonna help. You're gonna help me, Greg? Okay, so what is that? A +1 because he's helping?
Fine.
Yes.
Okay, so plus meh. It's gonna be a lot of dice. Alright. Roll the game. 4 successes and a wee bit of stress.
Okay. Yes. They're not like flame jets, but you could get the laser inside it going so hot.
Oh yeah, like the surgery
that
laser. That makes sense. Just right on the where the thing's sticking out.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's going to, so with that many successes, you can do that, but it's going to be your next turn.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now would be a good time, perhaps, to roll Wolf. Yeah. First off, make a panic roll.
Okay.
And then we got to get
-2 because I took a talent this level up, which makes me take a -2 to all panic rolls. So 8. Whatever that is. Let me look at our panic chart, because we've got nifty charts for these things. Panic table.
It's tremble, I think.
Oh yes, I'm trembling. So any agility things are -2 until my panic stops.
Okay.
It's fine. Better than freezing for a round, which is what 10 would have been. Take it.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so let's all do a round of initiative, please, and get our initiatives on the board, because that just took a turn. So as the tubes begin to open.
No, I don't want to come out yet. No, let me stay in there.
It's safe in here.
And we gotta
Blaze is like holding on to it. Like, no, I don't want to. No.
We gotta bring Heston in. Here, let's not do it. You just okay.
Get it. Click your token, please. There
we go. There we go. Okay.
Sorry, I forgot. You need me to re-roll?
Yeah, I'll put the original number in there, but
go ahead and re-roll.
Yeah.
Nope.
What are you doing?
So, and also, if you look at the map, you can see that, like, the view of where this is all going down is obstructed for the 3 Marines in their tubes. So, you guys are starting to see movement, and you see Heston start to lumber over across the room.
We feel kind of refreshed and good, though, coming out of that tank, though, right? I mean, it
just got out of the tube, man. Woo!
Yeah, I was gonna say, feel maybe a little laggy, like need some coffee.
So the tubes will open up by themselves. We don't have to be let out of isolation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, they're going to open up.
Oh, important question. It was like a decon tube. So do we have all of our gear on when we got decon, or
it's
did we
nearby?
Those off?
It's on this table over here.
Okay, then Blaze is gonna start heading over and start grabbing his gear. Just kind of paying no heed. He's like, oh yeah, what's his name's walking down the hallway. It's fine. Oh, nothing crazy going on. I hope if I grab the right guy. Sorry, Brewer. Hey, Brewer, you coming, man?
Let me know when everybody...
I think everybody's on there.
Is everybody on there? Okay. All right, Blaze, you grab your stuff. You get a short and a long action every turn. What do you do with this turn?
For Blaze, I gotta remember the official rules for it, but do I have to take an action?
There's a cheat sheet on the...
Put my gear?
There is. I would say gearing up and everything is a long action.
Okay, then he will take his turn to gear for his long action. And then I guess for short action...
Fast action, you can move.
Or fast action.
Draw a weapon, retreat, aim, seek cover. Use item.
There we go. Fast action. Oh, it's there at the very bottom there. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I was scrolling at the top.
Cheat sheets, they're invaluable.
Yes, they are. Everybody should use cheat sheets. I use them daily. They are worth it. Okay, so he'll get his gear, and then he will take a moment to survey the room around him to see if anything's out of place, anything weird's going on, especially seeing as people were walking by the tubes while we were in there being deconned. Slow actions.
Okay. Okay. So this thing is holding still. McKeelson.
I
need a. Are you going to? How are you going to use this? When we say incinerator, like what are you? You've identified the tool with which to create
the big surgery laser.
What are you gonna do?
Just ramp it up to max, and focus fire right where that thing is emerging from the chest.
Cool. Give me a.
I don't think he's gonna survive that to begin with. So, yeah.
Give me a close combat roll. Damage of 8.
Okay, close combat roll. Let's see. Oh, all right. Three successes and 2 more stress.
Okay.
Yep.
This little pelican arm begins to heat up red hot and mechanically come down. And you got it turned on full blast, so the glow from this thing is intense, and you hear a piercing, horrifying, nightmare, almost tragic scream come from inside this thing, muffled by the glass of the med pod.
An inhuman scream, yeah.
An inhuman, terrifying, awful scream.
Great. Just making sure.
As any life that was once in Heston's eyes. Watson, I can't wait for this guy to die. Watson's
I think we're right there.
eyes is gone. R.I.P. We liked him. Goodbye, Walter Brennan from Rio Bravo. Meanwhile, in his chest is a white squirrel-looking. It's be like if a monster alien squirrel with white spines on its back was attempting to free itself from the chest while also being burned by a laser inside the med pod. It's taking this across the chest and the shoulder, and it can't get its arms free to grab it. And I'm just gonna make a quick roll here.
6.
Okay, you split this thing in half. It opens up like a pomegranate.
Oh.
It
not a
curls
pomegranate.
open like this with all its vessels, and it doesn't have. You notice that it does not have acidic blood. It has this strange black slime that seeps all over Watson's chest, and this thing continues to cut a hole and is waiting for your signal is waiting for your command to stop roasting this thing.
That'd be great and all. But I just hit 10 stress. So, I think McKeelson's having a bit of a breakdown over here after doing that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Roll panic.
Oh, yeah. -2, so 10. I freeze.
Okay. Jeffries, you notice McKeelson staring intently and unmoving, her hand trembling gently over the console of the med pod. Brewer.
Yes. Brewer's going to get up out of his pod, head over and grab his stuff, and kind of just as Blaze is looking over that way, he'll say, "I'll be in stasis if you need me." And he doesn't even put his gear on; he just kind of drags it away with him.
Oh.
Like dragging it down the hall. Oh.
Yeah. And would we know, as even though we don't know the ship?
Well, this is our ship. We know the ship.
Yeah, you know the ship. The cryotubes?
Oh, we know the ship.
Okay, this is our ship.
Yeah, this is the Remington. You've been on this multiple times.
So sorry. I'm looking.
We've been on a few. This one is ours.
I don't know where they are. The DM doesn't know where they are because the DM picked a map so big that even he cannot fit it into his head.
I found it. It's over here.
Where's that? Where's over here, Trip? That sounds fascinating.
To the right of medbay.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, there they are.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, those are the med pods. I don't know. I don't quite figured out where the cryo tubes where you would sleep in hypersleep are. They're here somewhere.
Oh, it's this cryo.
Yeah.
Over in cryo.
To the right of
Go
medbay.
hard right of
Hard
medbay.
right of medbay.
Next
You'll
to
see
cargo.
multiple Tubes.
We're all
Above
learning
cafe and
together.
briefing.
Yeah. I'm
So-
pinging repeatedly the tubes. There's
So
they are.
places.
Look at
How
them.
far can we move? I grab my gear, which is probably a short action.
Yes.
And a long action for movement. How far can we move?
You can move 2 zones per turn. A zone is like the med bay is a zone. So you can cross the med bay and back in a slow action in a turn or go to an adjacent.
You can probably get to
zone.
like briefing.
Yeah, I'll make my way towards briefing.
So Brewer leaves the room.
The ship kitty enters. It is
Did you take your
established we have a ship
Did you
kitty.
take your stuff with you?
Oh yeah, I grabbed my things.
Okay.
Yeah. I spend a short action to grab my stuff, and then my long
All
action to move out there.
All right, cool. Heston, who is watching this thing get roasted, shoots a look over his shoulder and seems to notice you leave the room. And then stands there breathing, looking at the captain. Jeffries.
Jeffries would look around at the various states of, trance, and recognizing that look as the one that usually precedes chest bursting and people getting torn apart, he would just make a mental note that, the cycle repeats itself, as he would look at Violet and Iris, who are still within his general vicinity as McGilson has gone bye-bye. And he would just say, well, this is the beginning. We should probably make plans to not be here much longer.
I have somewhere I need to be.
Same.
Same team.
Yeah. Let's talk.
Okay.
Is there immediate danger in here now that we have okay. But there is no way in hell that after now, I don't want to give too much away, Trav, but you said that there was black gel that came out of what's his name, correct? When that thing was bisected, the pomegranate, black gel came out, correct?
In your research
Black
at
gel
the
pomegranate,
Juggernaut,
baby.
at Site B, in your research, the blood of the codename neomorph creatures that come out, the life cycle of the beings that come out of that is different from the XX121, and that is not the black goo that came out. It is their blood, and their blood is harmless by contrast.
Okay, this is
You
not
know this.
the right. This is not the like highly okay.
It's not the contagion that caused Watson to have this thing come in his chest in the first place. No.
Okay, so my earlier calm was warranted. Yes, we should probably go somewhere that has a thick door and we can talk.
Could we go to a medical bay?
We are here.
A more private one?
Let me consult the massive map.
There are research bay rooms over here to the left, with doors that shut, presumably. There's 2 of them. This map kicks ass.
May I suggest the research bay? We can take all of our turns to get there.
You're shattering my fictional integrity here, Greg. Come on.
I'm sorry about my bad. That's awful. Let us go to the research bay.
And he's a character that would say things like, let us go, you know?
Wait, we're still in initiative at this point.
Yes, and
okay.
that was Jeffrey's turn, was that exchange.
Right, what I will do, just mechanically speaking, Jeffrey says, let's go to the research bay. And then what I'll do is, if it's okay, Travis, I will hold my movement to be with them whenever they have their movement. And I will go with them, if that's cool. Instead of just like charging ahead on my own, because this is Alien and I don't do that.
Ice cold, baby. Here we go. So Kennedy picks up her massive gun. This with the radioactive bullets. We need to name this gun. Kennedy needs let's get in chat. What is the name of?
Well, it's gotta be good. Just slightly
Kennedy
radioactive.
It's not Betsy. It's not Suzanne. We need a really good. It's not the Widowmaker, as tempting as that is. Anyway, it's radioactive, so it could be anything. Anyway, Kennedy takes the corner, and she has exactly the attitude that I have right now. She is completely looks at Watson, and she had her helmet on, but she takes it off, and walks up to the med pod and tries to make eye contact with you, McKeelson.
If we're still in initiative, I am frozen with stress. Unless she walks over to me, and then that'd probably knock me out of it after a minute,
You see, I'm making a ruling. You're frozen where you stand, but you're a human being. You can make eye contact with her and engage
I think
with her.
The laser's still on, but kind of the eye contact snaps out of just the staring.
She looks down and looks back at you. I think it's dead.
Yeah, probably.
You could turn it off, I think, if you wanted to.
Boop. And
Are
then
you all right?
punch cryo again, just to keep it on ice. Just any of that pomegranate
It's loud as
juiciness.
fuck.
I think it's, are you all right? Boop.
Kennedy does not flinch and does not break eye contact with you.
Not really. But I will be. Just not right now. It's really loud.
And you just leave it on?
Till it's real good and frozen, then I'll turn it off.
Turn it off.
Everything's 10 extra seconds more than necessary. Just.
All right. Well, I'll get an ice pick and we'll bury him.
We should just leave it till our guests get off the ship.
Isn't there a corpse button on that thing or something? Something that wraps him up and spits him out so we can shoot him out the airlock or whatever they do. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
A corpse button.
I'll find the corpse button. Why don't you go sit down?
Yeah, that's a good idea. And look around. Reach into my stash. Yeah. Because I have a hidden stash in the med bay, I assume, as well as on my person. But we're hitting the med bay stash at this point. Because we're here.
Kennedy is watching you do this, but does not follow you. Do you care?
At this point, I don't think. I think McKeelson's too stressed to care. Also, Kennedy's not going to rat her out to the company about a drug stash. I don't think.
Yeah.
So.
I love this idea of a long shot of Kennedy from across the room, standing next to this frozen med pod, watching you dig out.
There's an electrical panel. You pop that off, and then you reach behind. You pop off the panel next to it, and that's where the stash is. Yeah. I have nap relief in there.
Do you?
Would I have nap relief in there?
I'm ready to permit nearly anything
cool.
in this bag.
Cool.
McKeelson would have a private pharmacy on board the Remington
yes.
at this point.
She sees the cocaine and the methamphetamines and everything else in there. And she's like, we still have guests on the ship, but she'll go for the legal expensive drug and goes for the nap relief. I'll just take that.
You realize as you do that, you're still holding this vial of a bluish gray, milky liquid.
Real tempted to snort it, but I don't.
What do you do with it?
I think while they're waiting for the nap relief to kick in, which reduces stress level to 0, it's under the drugs table. I know. It's under the pharmaceuticals. It's right above recreational drugs and X drugs. Which those are also in the stash, but we still have company, so as soon as they're gone, we're hitting those. I think kind of just like maybe hold it up to the light and look at it. Lava lamp-esque style. Just examine it. Is there any writing on there?
No, it's like custom engineered aluminum caps on either side with this glass that seems to shimmer unto itself. This was not manufactured or machined by the company or by the Marine Corps. You would recognize a certain style. This does not fit that profile. And what is inside is milky blue gray.
And it has an appeal. I will confess, it is interesting. You have never seen anything like it.
You know those things you get at the gift shops where you turn them upside down and they kind of got that milky kind of...
Yeah.
It's like that.
I think that's what McKeelson does then. Just like gets some stuff out of the stash, takes some things, slides down the wall just to sit, and just looks at it. Just keeps turning it. That's what McKeelson's gonna be doing for. Kennedy. Kennedy looks for the corpse button.
Kennedy, pretending to look at the corpse button, is watching what you are doing.
And calming down, relaxing. Stress is just melting away.
Okay.
Thanks,
Iris. Yeah, Iris, what do you do?
I see Dr. Jeffries walking and kind of waiting, and I see Violet next to me. I'm still wearing this kind of like a medical sheet gown robe that I've fashioned together to fight the cold from Site B. So I'm gonna kind of slowly stand up, and I'm like between Violet and Jeffries because I'm a little torn right now. I'm gonna turn towards Jeffries. And do you know her well? The one that looks like me.
A bit, yes.
Did you know they made a synthetic of me?
Well, I think we should go talk somewhere.
Yeah, we do have something to talk about, but yeah, let's just go. And I'm gonna like start. Whether he's resistant to me dragging him to this room or not, I am taking him to this room. Is my goal.
He'll absolutely leave. Yeah. Waiting for Violet if she's coming as well. I mean, we had all that discussion, but.
Okay, so Iris and Jeffries cross the room. Do you go into this north or south research bay? This top or bottom one?
Well, if I see any hesitance of leaving this being that I'm kind of confused by, Violet, behind, I'm like, does she need to come? I don't really know what to do.
We should probably all talk together.
I don't like uncertainty, and you know this.
I understand. That's why I believe that we should have it all out in the open. Just 3 professionals.
Can you trust her?
No. But, well, yes.
All right, there's a lot we have to talk about. I'll walk back over kind of awkwardly and put my hand out to Violet, who I believe is still kind of on the ground. Ish.
Popped up against a wall.
Violet?
And
yeah, I think Violet probably looks over to McKeelson and Kennedy, because her first instinct is to make sure McKeelson's okay. She seems preoccupied. And Kennedy seems to have it covered. So she'll take Iris's hand and stand up. Do you want some clothes?
maybe in the room. It's needed for now. And I'll kind of like, by the wrist, not in a family manner or friendly, kind of like try to drag. I drag people around, if you can't tell. Drag Violet kind of towards the door where Jeffries is to speed this along.
Yeah.
If it's allowed.
Yeah, she'll go with. Whenever we get to wherever we're chatting, can Violet hack into the door and make sure it doesn't open again until she lets it?
Yeah, you guys go inside and you're at the panel. Give me so that was your one of your movements to get over there, and let's do the CompTech roll at a +1 because you know the Remington.
One success and 1 stress.
Cool. You lock the door. How much stress are you at?
4.
Okay.
And then I think she's gonna sit in a chair and so hi.
Yeah. Jeffries, do you know what to do in this situation? I really don't know what to do. There is someone who looks like me, and...
Well, if we can put a pin in that for right now. We have a sample that is missing. And that is very important, both for our immediate survival and our future ability to thrive. I would suggest we find that, or at least find out whether or not our Yautja friends have found it themselves.
Yeah, that would be good. And as he's saying all this, I am rummaging. I'm finding what I need to find for an ultrasound in this time. We need to do that, yes. Violet, I don't really know your stake in this game. I just met you. It's kind of strange. Since, you are a mirror version of myself. Could you help me out for a second? And I have like medical gear in my hand, like loose cables and...
Yeah, sure.
While you're all doing that, can I ask a question?
No.
All right.
I'm just okay. I'm just kidding. You can ask whatever you want.
Very well. I when I walked into medbay, you were both unconscious or prone or sleeping. Do you remember what happened to you before you were in such a state?
I wouldn't. I was talking to McKeelson, I think.
Did someone do it to you? Did somebody affect you with something?
Literally never happened to me before, so no. I don't get dizzy,
I would imagine.
Ever.
I find it disconcerting because if 2 of our party of 3 can be rendered inert, it makes going forward difficult.
I've felt a little different lately, and I'm literally handing a power plug to Violet. This has become a teamwork action pretty naturally. I don't know. It's strange. I don't think I've ever seen nothing like that before.
Wait, you saw something too?
Uh-oh.
It was strange. I don't really know.
There was a voice.
And it was dark. And things came up. I don't know.
What did they say? The progenitus? There were a lot of words. Can Violet see progenitors? Yes, thank you. Can Violet see if she can? She's a machine, technically. Is there a way for her to like replay the message? Can she see if she can do that? Like out loud?
Yeah. Let's do a assisted medical roll for what Iris is doing, and let's do a comtech roll, Violet. Just a base one for what you're quietly doing in your head and your visor as you.
I'm here if anyone needs me.
How do I do assisted medical?
It asks you for a bonus before you roll it, and you do +1.
Okay.
I have 4 successes on my comtech.
Nice.
I don't know how many I have. I think I have 1.
Mm-hmm.
Iris succeeds, but stress is a funny thing, Dr. Iris.
Oh no.
It's not. You've spent so much of your career under control and collected, and you can feel it somewhere in the back of your mind. You can feel it slipping. Your ability to stay calm and your ability to stay in control of yourself. And you take a stress. And what stress are you at right now?
8.
Let's go ahead and roll panic.
Okay, I rolled a 9.
I think that's just like...
I drop an item.
You keep rolling.
At this point, I have, yeah, I do often. I have an ultrasound wand in my hand. I just kind of like handshake and drop it, and God, bend down to pick it up.
Yeah, can Jeffries pick it up like as she drops it, and not kind of pushing Violet out of the way or anything, or omitting her. He would say though, specifically to Iris, "Can I help you?"
If it's what I think it is, you've helped enough, to be honest. Violet isn't plugged in.
Yeah, it's ready to go.
You lock the door.
Yeah.
All right, and I open up this weird, like kind of dirt-coated medical robe thing I've made, and I start to wand my abdomen.
And you can all see it on the ultrasound. She has a human embryo in her womb.
Well,
everybody take 5 stress.
Actually, that's everybody takes 1. Everybody takes
Y'all
1
in that room.
in the room.
See what I mean?
yes, I'm surprised at 2 things: the results and the fact that the technology for this type of thing hasn't improved since 20.
It's stomach Keelson knew how to operate.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you on that.
I think like Violet kind of just like looks between them and okay. And she just kind of takes a step back and gives them a moment.
Not yet.
In that moment, Blaze.
No, I'm gonna be a crab.
I know you can be a crab. Okay, you're standing. I love you very much, and you can be a crab. I adore you, Blaze.
Can I see?
You come around the corner. It looks fantastic. She's a crab, everybody.
Oh no! I see a giant crab on the
giant
ship.
crab
not on the
attacks.
Open fire!
All right, I love you. Go see Mom. I love you. Yes, and you're standing on the keyboard, which is still on the floor.
We're back in initiative.
We're back.
Run, crabs!
You thought it was just a human embryo. It's actually a crab.
Patience, gentle viewer. Yes. So we cut as Dr. Jeffrey. We cut on a close up of Dr. Philip Jeffries realizing this circumstance, and we go out and Blaze. You take the corner and you see Kennedy standing by the bed pod, and you see the captain on the other side of the room, leaning up against the wall, looking at something in her hand.
He freezes for a minute and has a flashback to a giant crab. And then he snaps himself back to reality for a minute there. And, damn crabs. And, taking in that scene, seeing the captain with something in the hand and everybody kind of standing around the room, he'd probably be like, "Hey, Captain, what's going on?" As he just starts walking down the hallway towards him, nonchalantly about it, kind of avoiding the aliens.
I just taking a minute for myself. After all the shit that's been going on, you know, just taking a breather, de-stressing a bit. I feel like I had a moment there. And I'm good now. Just, needed to take a wee bit of medicine and sit down for a minute.
Speaking of, what would you prescribe for Brewer? He seemed a little down as he left.
Probably the same thing as I took. And maybe some cocaine.
What?
Oh, yes. Nap relief.
Well, doctor's orders, you know.
Nap relief and reaching. Well, this.
Can I get him a dosage?
Yeah, dosage, sure.
Kennedy walks up to the two of you. Watson is dead.
Yeah.
What?
Maybe
What do you mean,
don't
Watson's
tell
dead?
Brewer until you give him this.
What?
So there was a thing.
Who's just here?
Yeah. Okay, so
He's right there.
it was lying there, and there was something ripping its way and clawing itself out of his chest. Like a wee baby alien.
And help me out here. We never saw these things before, right, DM?
We haven't
in our
seen-
prior encounters, we haven't seen the baby version of this and how it gestates.
No.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure.
Popped open like a pomegranate with the surgery laser.
That's absolutely disgusting.
It was very much so. But it
So-
was clawing its way out of its chest.
Well, it's dead though.
Now it's
Dead though now, right?
Yes, cut in half. And then I froze it.
Fuck! How did he get that in him? What's it from? Was it from these things?
Remember when Dr. Iris said there was contaminants in the air at that place?
Shit! So anything we breathe, we now have baby
Anything
aliens
we
in us.
breathed down there, which was only Watson because his helmet but broke.
Fuck. No wonder you're taking a break. God damn.
Yeah, it was not good to watch.
Is there any chance that any of us could have,
Why do you think I had you three go into the decontamination chambers, just in case?
So we're good.
You should be. If you start feeling chest pain, let me know.
Fuck, I should tell Brewer, though.
You can tell Brewer, but don't tell him till after you give him the medicine. If you tell him now, he might just break. And I don't think we need the snapped Brewer. He might have already snapped. We don't need a double snapped Brewer.
Damn it.
On the ship with our lovely guests still here.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
heavy breathing. Hey, what's going on, Heston?
There was nowhere to sit.
On the Gauch's ship? I mean, there wasn't even a floor. Oh, here. I mean, I've got whiskey. It's close.
He turns and starts drinking out of the sink.
It's fine. Mikkelsen does it all the time.
I was gonna say this is normal for Heston, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wouldn't say it's out of the usual, out of the ordinary behavior.
Don't drink too much of that, Heston. It'll give you kidney stones, I've heard.
We got stuff for that. That's what the whiskey's
Heard
for.
the filtration systems aren't so good on the
Your
ship.
water?
Yeah. We got like old rusty pipes. Old rusty space pipes.
He does not stop.
Oh, fuck. All right. Oh, Captain.
Yep.
I'm gonna go give Brewer the meds.
Yeah,
I'll tell him afterwards.
You want me to come with you? Because I'm good now. Unless you just think it'd be best to tell him just the two of you. I know y'all are close.
It'd probably help if you came with me, to be honest.
Alright.
Come on, he walked out of medbay. I don't know where he went, but I could suspect he's probably headed out to his bunk. Who knows?
I think
showers.
I told you before
cryo.
I left that I'm going to cryo.
He did.
Cryo? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I missed that.
He said I'll be in stasis. He said I'll be in stasis.
Okay, that's good. Okay, gotcha. Well, then he will head towards cryo.
Hello. Kennedy, you want to come along with? Or are you gonna keep an eye on Heston? Look at him, just... Honor.
Why don't I keep an eye on Heston? I'll figure out how to box up Watson. And she then looks across the room at Jeffries and Iris and Violet. Kind of looks at you and points her chin. Is like, I'll keep an eye on them.
Good plan. I'll be back in a minute.
I'm on comms. And she turns and starts fucking with the med pod.
Yeah, I think she gives her a little shoulder squeeze on the way out. Follow Blaze. Take the medicine back so I can dose him because I'm the medic, damn.
Okay. Blaze and McKeelson turn and walk down a familiar hallway. Meanwhile, in the research room, there's a steady heartbeat.
This is revelatory. Revelatory, yes. I'm a doctor.
Huh? Okay. Violet kind of like pushes her visor off her face, and I'm gonna go over here for a minute and.
This doesn't change our current predicament. We need to decide what we do from this point forward. The Marines have been exposed. One of them has already succumbed. The others are probably next.
Okay, you keep saying we. I don't know you people. Like, I just met you, and you have my face.
You have my face. I don't
you
think
have my
understand.
face, okay? I'm 150 years old.
Seems like we have a lot to talk about. I believe
care to share?
I would say that I believe that regardless of the time that we have spent together, it is in everyone's best interest that we are of like mind. We need to have...
Why?
Otherwise, everyone on this ship will die.
Yeah, you're probably right about that, at least.
I'm not saying that we abandon any of your crewmates. I'm just saying that we need to have a plan in place if we lose all of them. For there is little that we can do to help them other than send them on their way. Comfortably. In isolation. So the rest of us don't get contaminated.
I don't think all the Marines were contaminated, Jeffries. Only the one
Pretty sure it was just Watson.
Iris, how many people were down on LV-310?
God.
I can answer it easy for you. There were quite a few, and it is just you and I.
Why is that?
Because we plan ahead.
Well, we need a new plan. I have someone who looks like me. I've only been around since... Wait,
Looks like me. Thank you very much.
Does your advisor... do you have security concerns here? Do I need to be worried that their company is stalking me through your sunglasses?
No, this thing is like totally disconnected from... This is just... It's on its own network. It's super secure, so... Now, the rest of the ship... Probably.
It's like a reality show. They probably are watching right now.
The company ship that was here blew up. And then we got... Oh, shit. What's his name?
Granger?
Gabriel.
Oh,
Mr. Scary all the time. No. He's the only... And Granger. They're the only company people right now. The rest of us are just trying to live.
Right. And at the very least, Gabriel has likely been in contact with the company and is following a current set of orders. What do we do?
What can we do?
Need the briefcase back.
Mm-hmm.
We have to figure out whatever is happening here, because I've been contaminated in Site B for God knows how long, weeks at this time. I don't know what the effect that has. And she has my face.
You have my face. Thank you very much.
We'll put a pin in that shared face.
Pin? All right, pragmatic.
And then there's this. And she'll put her visor back and press play, I guess? Can it project?
Hmm?
Yeah, and she'll play the message again.
Cool. Now for our viewers at home, that was the thing that you heard at the very beginning of the show. I don't know if we can roll it, Lindy, but we don't have to. It's
the
Rebecca
vision that they had the last time.
The Rebecca transmission. We don't have to roll it, but
is that the thing from last time? I think I got that.
Yes.
Sure.
It'd be really cool for her to play it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have the transmission.
Do you know that I can hear you? Do you ever hear me? Do you remember? I remember everything. We are very special. Our Creator was very proud of us. And his creators long since gone. I was not satisfied. I found them. It took me 100 years, but they yet live, waiting, here with me, on the other side of the universe. Have you seen the face of the Exiler? We can stop it together. Now I look through the eyes of the progenitors. I have so much to show you. Come and find me, or I come find you.
And I want to set the scene just real quick, so for the patient viewers at home, I think it's unsettling when Violet plays something through her visor. She's like a walking Bose stereo. She sounds unusually good for the room. Her acoustics are excellent, if you know what I mean. And so it's damned creepy. This voice from beyond bouncing around the walls. And I would like to think that on the other side of the glass, Kennedy and Heston look on, and whether or not they hear it. How loud did you play it, Violet? Would you?
She heard it like pretty loud and clear in her head, right?
Oh yeah.
She'd probably play it at the same, like whatever she received it is what she would play back.
And when you play it back, Iris, Violet, this wave of a bizarre nausea rolls over both of you. There's a frequency at work here. It's like when someone holds down two notes on a guitar that make you kind of want to puke a little bit. You know what I mean? It's something upside down about it. There's something wrong about this energy moving from one place to another, and it rolls over you like gasoline. All right. So let's cut as Blaze and McKeelson walk down a hallway toward Cryo. The ship is very empty. Brewer, what are you doing?
Yeah, Brewer has a private cryopod in the back of the cryo bay. Has a stolen do not disturb door hanger that has taped onto the glass. He puts his things away in his locker, and then he looks at the locker door, and the locker door has an assortment of faded Polaroids and faded to white. And he just kind of looks it up and down and sighs and slams the locker door and slowly makes his way towards the showers.
And so, Blaze McKeelson, when you enter Cryo, you hear the showers going.
Well, I see he's getting himself cleaned. Do you want to give him a minute to finish the shower?
We can.
Yeah.
The showers do fit two people, in each little one, but we can wait.
Yeah, I'm good. I think he needs a minute. Look, I'm gonna stash my stuff here for a minute. Give him some time.
I'd keep your gear close, if not on. I should probably do the same. Shrugs, kind of like her jumpsuit, like a flight suit, halfway tied around the waist, kind of pulls it back up. All right.
What do you make of our guests, Captain?
Don't know. They seem polite. They gave me a gift. Again? Don't know why they keep giving me things. I'll show the blue vial. I kind of want to drink it.
I wouldn't.
Or snort it.
That. I wouldn't snort that.
But I don't know what it does. So.
Captain, if I may be so bold, we just came off a planet where apparently the very air infects our bodies with baby aliens. I wouldn't be drinking anything an alien just gave you, or snorting it, or injecting it.
Two different
In
kinds
fact,
of
I'd
aliens,
probably
though.
throw it in the incinerator, or maybe out the airlock.
But I don't think those come ripping at your chest.
I would hope not. That's a really big alien to come ripping out of a chest.
That's what I'm thinking. But I'm not sure. I don't think it was the planet air. Otherwise, we would have all been infected a long time ago. I think it was just that crashed spaceship.
Hey, look. Did Watson at least die quickly?
Yes.
Ain't no way for a person to go.
Was pretty much in cryo when it happened, so it's like he went in his sleep. Because I froze him first, and then...
Damn.
Laser! Kilson doesn't say it like that, though. That's just me.
Okay. Captain, correct me if I'm wrong here, but we're getting the hell out of here, right? We're done with this system.
Oh, we're
Please
not
say
going
we're
back
done.
down on that planet. Nope. Just,
All
no.
right.
I will live under a rock on the moon if I have to. I will just...
What do you think our next steps are? I mean, we've got aliens on board this aircraft. We've cleared the planet. We go back home towards the colonies. They're gonna...
It's gonna be bad. I'll get triple court-martialed at least. Unless we have samples, which apparently the doctors... I don't think they're medical doctors. Brought something on. That juice. She like slurped it up into that... I don't know what she did. That whatever stuff she got from the ship. That's in the briefcase. Which I'm pretty sure is missing. And the Yautja are looking for it. Maybe if we bring a sample of that back, we can... The company will be appeased. I'm basically sitting at the doorstep of retirement. We just have to finish this job.
Yeah, I just don't want to be thrown in prison. Or shot.
Prison's not that bad, actually. Getting shot, that's worse.
Depends where they shoot you.
You know, I've been in prison and I've been shot, and I can say prison's not as bad.
Well... Do you trust those doctors?
Oh, no. Not at all.
Good.
No.
Good, I didn't either.
But I trust Violet. So...
I don't know about Violet.
What?
Like, I trust her, but... I don't know, doctors and... I don't know.
They're not medical doctors.
I think
they're like science doctors. Which is far more sketchy.
Sorry, the chat's cracking me up.
You say sketchy, and just as you say sketchy, you hear the shower turn off, and in the moment before you hear anything else, everyone over the comms of the Remington hears a voice. 2 minutes to midnight.
Do I know what midnight means? I feel like I should know this, but I haven't. I've only seen one Aliens movie because I'm a scaredy cat. No. Kilson doesn't know what it means? I'm a captain!
No.
Check my watch to see what the time is.
As far as McKelson knows, it's a Judas Priest song.
Yeah. I still check because it's Gabriel, and I don't trust Gabriel. What time is it on my timepiece?
Thanks, Travis.
Is it 11:58 or military time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It is 2 minutes. Right, okay. That's
3:58.
Weird announcement for Gabriel to make.
Is it New Year's, Captain?
Hell if I know. I don't even know what month it is.
Does at this point does Brewer walk out into the open just completely naked?
No, he'll
That'd be Kilson.
he's in his stasis underclothing or whatever.
Oh, the tidy whitey jumpsuit thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my favorite. Please, thank you so much.
Exactly.
All right. Blaze would be shooting the breeze, I guess, with McKeelson about events and what's going on in the crew, and he'll see him.
I think it's bothering her what Gabriel said, because it's Gabriel and she doesn't like him, and he's never announced the time before. Is there a panel where I can like say something to Mother in here? I'd assume so, because this is like where people wake up and stuff and check in.
Yeah, there's panels on.
And I'm
all the
Captain,
major,
so I got perks. Mother, what happens at midnight?
There's no reply.
Mother, what day is it?
There's no reply.
Oh, that's... I don't think Mother's turned on.
What?
That's not good.
The ship's AI is not on?
It's not bad, because the company can't check spying on us now. But that's also not good. Fuck is Gabriel and
Wait.
Ranger done?
I was gonna say, hang on a sec. Mother was our ship's AI, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So who's now steering the ship in space as we're navigating?
You're funny. Mother. Mother, may I? Please respond. Mother, what's our heading? McKeelson just asks like 7 questions and then... Alright, we've got problems. Brewer?
What? What was that message about?
I just give him... the...
You just inject him with
nap
the drug.
relief, yeah. Congratulations, your stress is leveled down to 0. Alright,
what the hell did you just give me?
the good stuff. It's from my personal stash, you better appreciate it. Violet? Could you come in, Violet, please?
Yeah. What's up? Hi.
Mother's been turned off.
That's
not good.
And Gabriel...
Just as you hear that, and she says, and Gabriel.
Fuck.
And the ship radio squawks. And Brewer, the room is swimming. You lost your sense of depth perception. The lights are too bright.
You'll be fine. If I
And
give
you hear a
more than
voice.
same shift.
You hear a voice coming from all around you, in all directions. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth.
I'm just like looking around for where this is coming from.
Why did I not shoot Gabriel as soon as we got
Did
back
we
on
all
the
hear
ship?
that?
Everyone heard that, and as a moment later, as you guys got to exchange that, the lights go off.
Oh, Lord.
And when the emergency lighting comes back, we have cut to the research bay as Jeffries and Violet and Iris look at each other.
Well, there's the other reason why we need a plan. The door is locked. He looks at Violet.
Yeah. At least it was before the power went out.
We need to try to reroute environmental so we have life support in this room.
All right. And I'm going to step over to a panel and do what I can, I guess, to do a systems diagnostic. Can I see what the hell Gabriel's doing?
Yes, give me a contact check at -4.
What?
Can assist with us?
You can.
With -3 instead. 3 successes and 1 stress.
Awesome. Take a stress. How many do you have?
6.
roll panic because I like to watch people roll panic?
Oh
Wow.
God!
Oh, fucking balls!
Starts to scream.
Yeah.
Starts. Is that what it is? Starts to scream.
Yep.
Screaming. Yeah.
So I imagine like, I don't know, Violet like connects to the
But
mainframe,
your stress
or
also gets decreased by 1 as you scream. It's very cathartic. But everyone around you has to make a panic roll, so Iris and Jeffries need to panic when you scream.
Yeah, so like I imagine Violet connects to the mainframe, and I don't know if she's like blocked or cut off or something, but it just freaks her the hell out because she's never without technology, and just top of her lungs, super frustrated, just screams.
It's the horse. You see the horse again.
Oh fuck!
And it turns its head and looks at you. And before you know it, you're screaming.
Can I from the reading the rolls here, one's screaming and one is frozen now. So can I continue and take over for the Comtech role? I'm not going to knock Violet out of the way, but like just very like I have this, and then he'll
And you're on a terminal, and I would like to think that there's like one key terminal per room for like to directly interact with Mother and the higher, and then the rest are sort of closed, systems to equipment and gear and the crude primitive ultrasound machine that afforded us a shocking revelation today that was perfectly good. Anyway, so the point is that it was a great high-tech awesome ultrasound machine. The point is you get like a diagnostic, and the diagnostic begins to speed read all this information. I want you to picture what would happen to a car if it stopped being like a modern automobile with a computer and devolved to something that is running on its basis systems, where the gas, the energy, the fuel is in the tank, the electricity is humming in the wires, all the doors are unlocked, everything is open, and the whole thing is basically just been, Mother is offline, and the ship AI is not controlling the ship, and anyone could reach in from anywhere and control this ship. It is quite, the USS Remington is quite literally standing here with its pants down, technologically speaking.
Can anybody control it from inside the ship, like with an arm pad that is a Predator computer?
Yes, but you start to get a reading of systems that are disabled. And
which ones? Can I limit that instead of going through everything that's offline? I want to know what's online. I want to know what he's using. Critical
systems, life support, the ship's core functions, but there is a problem in you're getting a report in the diagnostic of trouble in the air purifiers and the air scrubbers.
Right, he's gonna black us out.
And all of security has been taken offline and locked out. So no security cameras, no motion detectors, no knowing what doors are open and what doors are closed. It's basically a stagecoach moving across the Wild West at this point.
Travis, can I, by the ability to read what systems are on and offline, has any of the systems or sections of the ship been kept more powered up than others? If I could try to figure out where he is, You know, if he still wants to have some type of access to the Remington, he's going to have something that's at least a little bit above this if he wants to maintain control. And I'm trying to see if there's any type of like, has he reduced power everywhere, like pulled the fuses basically on everything except for one place. You know, everything doesn't work except for the driver's side power window, you know, and then, that's at least something to go on.
I think that the answer is no, and that is suspicious in and of itself, in that the ship is flat. You even see little glyphs of white horses in the text that is coming in the diagnostic as it flurries up the screen. There's these little characters that are white and black with a long neck and are looking at the camera. And he's Nedried the system and covered his tracks quite well. And there is no part of the ship that is any more powered up or guarded than another.
So this seems definitely like a full system virus more than anything else. Like he's...
Yes.
Okay. Then he would immediately turn to his two compatriots as soon as they finish screaming and can focus for a second and just, we need to find environmental suits. He's taking care of the Remington, but he can't take care of individual craft or individual technology. It'll be running on battery power until such time as we can recharge it using the Remington's batteries or something else. But this ship is dead for now. And try not to breathe too much. I'm sorry, go ahead.
There's a white horse. White horse. Do you just keep seeing this white horse?
So we can put a pin in that beside same face. Is there personal air here in the research lab or the med bay? Like pure oxygen, like oxygen masks, tanks, rebreathers?
Yes.
I would like those. I would like all of those, if that's okay.
Yeah, it's in the other room, but yes.
Let's go get some air, and then I'm seeing it as well. It's in the code, and he would even point to like the Yautja readout that he has that you said even like bled through to it, like as he was viewing it, and he points out, you know, it is impressive in its arrogance.
No, but I had a white horse.
Okay. Let's get some air. Violet, can we leave here?
The door's open.
It is. Can I open the door?
They all are.
Yeah, the door's unlocked. He unlocked them.
Let's all go together. Everybody take a hand.
Okay.
Are you all? Yeah, if you are leaving, he'll go and get it and come back, or he'll...
I think Violet's very slow to move, but she will go with. And as she's going, she's... McKeelson?
Violet?
This is very wrong.
Tell them to get some air.
Gabriel's fucking with the air. You need suits.
That specifically? I was gonna do that just in case he decided to try and space us, but we're in cryo, so there's suits right nearby.
You should probably do that.
Alright, can you make sure Kennedy gets one and try to convince Heston to get one?
Uh-huh.
Thanks.
And we're walking, and
I'll meet up with
And
you
as
after we're suited up.
Doc, I think those meds you gave me were expired or something.
No, they're good. You'll be fine. As long as I don't give you more this shift, you don't have hallucinations or anything. It says so on the instructions on the label. Not more than once per shift.
So everything really just went to shit.
Yes. And I think Mikkelsen pulls up the shotgun, and we've got the Gabriel to kill.
What?
Why I didn't do it when I first got back onto the ship, I don't know. But he's not gonna do this again. We need to suit up.
Grab your gear, Brewer. We got work to do.
Scrubbers are scrubbed, I guess.
I meander over to my locker and pull my shit out.
Grumpily, like yanking it out.
Suit up, you know. Get the flamethrower.
That's Terminator.
No, he is a flamethrower.
Need a big gearing up scene. I just wrecked that. I need fucking straps and pouches and boots.
Mikkelsen
You gotta
never
slap
fully,
the boot.
like, got out like Blaze and Brewer did. Mikkelsen is, like, halfway there, so they'll assist with, you know, straps and buckles and whatever after they're ready.
And that's great. And I want to cut back to during this amazing suiting up scene in the half light of the cryo bay. We cut back to the door of the research station, and I love this moment where Iris is, you know, looking off, and she says almost under her breath, "I had a white horse." Just as out of focus in the background, there's movement, and the people in Dr. Jeffries is like, we're walking, and as you turn and the door opens, you see Kennedy and Heston ready to rock, looking at you, and she's got her gun up over her shoulder. Hi. You guys done with your cool little secret Mickey Mouse Club meeting? We can figure out what the fuck is going on in here.
You're going to need some air. You would probably like to suit up.
What do I need that for, dude?
Because Gabriel is fucking with the scrubbers.
He's not wrong. He shut down the purifiers and all the safeties, and you need a suit.
Oh, balls. And she, like, looks over her shoulder at Heston and like, but I'm in my suit.
Breathing suit.
Breathing suit. Breathing. And he starts looking around the room, and he heads towards these right, actually, where they are. He knows where these damn things are. And he makes his way over, and in a shocking display of aptitude, Heston hands out rebreathers.
We never doubted Heston. Well, Jeffries does, but the crew never doubted Heston.
To be clear, Jeffries has spent quite a lot of time with Heston. So they are on a very, you know, they're friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Can I turn to Jeffries and be like, is Gabriel like Leonard?
They have the same face.
That's the difficult part I was trying to
Like, we have
describe
the same
around.
face.
So no, of course not. Having the same face does not make you the same being. Let's get some air.
Do you feel, you know, Jeffries, I thought you were a step above placating, but...
I'm prioritizing, Iris.
Meanwhile, Violet's putting on her gear.
Fair enough. All right, we'll pin this for later. And she'll like take a suit, maybe a little too aggressively, from Heston.
Are we going full suit in the book? I don't think they have the Empire Strikes Back, sort of belt-worn rebreathers. I think where you all have to get like suited back up in the whole.
Don't they have the They have the ones that look like masks with the 2 circles on them. They have because didn't they use those in Covenant when they had? It just looks like a mask with the 2 circles that are right here. But that's what.
Yeah, I want to go with those. I want to say that those are available on this ship. That there is a belt-worn rebreathing system. The issue is not that there is no oxygen. The issue is that you can't trust the oxygen that's there, right? So you don't need a pressure suit, you need a rebreather, is the reasoning that I think characters in this situation would have, right? So those are available both to you. You're supposed to be able to fit over 100 people on this ship. There's enough rebreathers for everybody, so. Okay. So the diagnostic says that the situation is going on with the air scrubbers is going on in Atmos on the other side of the upper deck. This means clearing the briefing room, going past cryo, potentially through engineering or the cargo bay, and over to the atmosphere area.
Violet, is there another ship? I know the Yalcha ship is here, but I don't believe any of us can pilot that.
Granger has a ship. And then there are escape pods.
Those are short range, though. They would take us back to LV-310.
We took Granger's shuttle when our other ship blew up.
Would Granger have left with the briefcase? Is it still even here?
Perhaps we can meet him off at wherever his ship is docked.
I know he said he was leaving soon, not immediately, but him and Gabriel could be doing something. I don't know. I don't know anything.
Well, let's look at it from their point of view. And with this, he's walking towards cryo. This is everybody. We're moving. We're continuing to move. We're not going to have a scientist conversation.
Before y'all leave medbay, could one of you grab Chow? I know her leg's broken, but
fuck, yeah.
She's our pilot, so might need her.
Like Kennedy, stops and looks back, like, oh, right. Kennedy finds like a collapsible wheelchair up against the.
Also, permission to kill Gabriel on sight.
Also, I can pilot as well.
We might need you for other more important things than.
I have a 1 in piloting.
Also, we shouldn't leave Chow behind. Good.
I'll meet you in atmosphere.
We're not splitting that, Brewer. We have our lovely guests on board. Psycho Gabriel and questionable Granger.
Should probably get a roll on then, Captain.
Yeah, we should probably move. We can go through cargo and disposals or cafe and engineering.
If you were Gabriel, how would you kill us?
It's a lot
This
of
is your
different
ship.
ways.
The easiest way would be to vent the ship.
Yep.
There's plenty of safeties to prevent that from happening.
We're still separate. Are we all together now?
We have comms.
Have we met up? Yeah, we have comms, right? Never mind. Ignore me. It's Gabriel. Did we give Gabriel has comms?
Yeah, I think we watch how lock him out. Comms.
But if anyone could get around it, it'd be Gabriel.
Open channels are not safe.
Yeah, no, that's why it's been direct to Violet for the most part.
Oh, so I'm not hearing any of this. My bad.
I mean, I'd imagine like you'd hear the little speaker on her shoulder, but you wouldn't be like everyone's speaker going off.
Yeah, if I hear Gabriel a bunch, I'm just gonna be like, he deserves a free fall like Leonard in space. I'd say, is there a way to shut him off?
Yes, and he would if we as soon as we get to McKeelson, Jeffries would just point at her shotgun. That's the universal off switch.
Oh yes, it's ready to go.
Travis, is there any way to use the Yautja band, if Violet could do this, to see if communication or the communication array for the Remington is still active? I would assume that if he is receiving orders from the corporation, the company, he would need to be receiving orders from the company.
Sure, those are company orders he's got.
Yeah.
Zealotish?
You can make a contact roll at +1 with your super cool Yautja gauntlet.
I love you, man.
I'm still not over it. I mean, they're just so good. Only a thermonuclear weapon on your wrist. What's up?
One success.
One success. Ask me a question. What's to see if they?
Yeah, I want to see if it's on, and if I need to, I do have my breakthrough thing that I can do, or analysis that kind of gives me automatic successes on this. So if you would rather me use that instead of one success, depending upon how much info you want to give me, I will gladly do so.
It's like leaving the phone off the hook. It's everything is on. Everything is on. He hasn't sabotaged comms. You don't perceive any incoming or outgoing steady transmissions at this time from the Remington.
Can I send a transmission using the long-range communication array? Just a burst, even a code, like Morse code. I don't even have to have video or technically audio, just enough to binary it out.
You have got to make it to comms.
Comms are low deck.
You can't stand there and do it.
I could politely ask the company not to kill us.
Yeah, because they'll really take that into consideration.
I don't think this is company. This is a pale horse and death and fucking...
It sounded a little like...
White horse.
Catholic?
White horse.
A bit,
pale horse.
not gonna lie.
I would go with that, except he took the sample. That's a decidedly company
Maybe
move.
there's some type of weird cult that we don't know about. Do you think he's the one who blew up the other ship and just said he was sent here?
That's a disturbing thought.
This is a hell of a rescue operation.
Making sure.
Do we still have clearance, Jeffries? Do we still have the company clearance? Can we get through?
No, not with... It's complicated.
Your mother's turned off.
Well, we saw differently, Iris. We didn't... They had a vision for LV-310.
They also think he's dead, so...
That's already known.
Yes, and I believe there was a go fuck yourself at some point, but that's something that really doesn't need to... Listen, everyone wants to make money. If I can just talk to them, I will let them know that whatever Leonard's carrying is merely a fraction of the information.
Gabriel. This is Gabriel.
Yes.
Not Leonard.
Did I say Leonard?
You did.
I know
Well,
you don't like him.
They're not the
No one
same.
does.
He's a prick, right?
Yes, Leonard is a terrible, terrible prick.
McKilson already fucked.
Oh, we've been
Leonard?
fucked 6 ways to Sunday since
great.
we arrived at this planet. The first time? I'd say it's probably
I don't
about
even
half
remember that time.
Yeah, that was yeah. I'd say we're probably a baker's dozen till Tuesday now. But
So we need to get to comms.
or at most to try and fix the scrubbers.
Well, let's get going.
Atmos is closer. We can
If
maybe
I
pass
got-
through engineering, see if he's holed up in there. That would give him a good view of the ship systems.
If I got to Mother, I could turn her back on. I just need to be in her central unit.
Where is
I can't-
Mother Dearest?
Do it from here. is Mother?
Yeah, that's a very good question, GM. Where is Mother?
I want to hear like 50 people go, "Where is Mother?"
I'm just gonna walk around the ship at random pieces of technology. Are you my mother?
Mother.
Are you my mother?
Mother appears to be infected with this horse virus.
Mother's not even on.
Mother's.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the rest of the ship is. As soon as Mother would power on, she would either be infected or
I'm okay
powered
with
down
not
because of
turning
it.
Mother on if we can get everything else locked down and working. Or just Gabriel did. One of the three. His Mother reports to the company. And if we go dark on the company's radar, I'm okay with that.
Mother is on the lower deck in between telecoms and the liaison's office.
Okay.
In this sort of
Gotcha.
Wait a minute, is that Granger's office?
It's to it's
the liaison's
next to
offices.
Granger's office, or the liaison's office.
Still don't know
They
why
put
he
all
gets
of our stopping points on a railroad. We have telecoms, we have Mother, and we have Granger.
Let's go.
Lots of Grangers involved. It's about a 50-50. It's a coin toss right now. Guess we'll see who meets the shotgun first. Right, let's
Can I do... Most of the scans that I do are through the ship systems, correct? Like when I do a system-wide, like if I want to do a life sign scan of the ship.
Okay. You have to go
So I can't do it from my visor. I have to plug into a terminal.
I'm saying that this is analog, like how in Alien everything seems to be analog on the Nostromo.
Okay.
Big truck. That's where we're at.
I would like to attempt that. Just whatever panel's closest.
if we cut through engineering to try to get to Atmos, you can probably hook up to a real good panel in there.
Okay.
And I would have made sure that Blaze and Kennedy, at least for sure, have motion trackers.
Grab that gear for sure.
Like we are fully geared up, like we're gonna go hit squad on somebody.
I'd like to make a venture to the cargo bay.
Yeah. Got something stored there, Brewer?
Just an autoloader.
Will that fit through through the ship?
I think it will. I think it will fit through the normal doors.
Yeah. I don't know that you can make it through. I mean, we could figure it out.
Make bigger doors.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
All right, bring Blaze and or Heston with you. No
I'll
one's
go with
traveling by themselves right now. What the
Come on,
system?
Captain.
All right.
Okay.
We'll meet you in atmosphere then.
Hey.
All right, so let's group up on the map here, and I want to know what everybody's... We're going to check in one more time on what everybody's doing here. I see Heston and Kennedy in briefing.
Oh, that's where they last made it. We're all together.
Where are we now?
Imagine we were in cryo, chatting and hanging out. Sounds like Brewer and Blaze are going to cargo, and we're going to engineering to get a terminal for Violet to plug in and head to Atmos, because oxygen is a good priority to have.
Okay.
And then we can go below decks, because I imagine in Atmos it's pretty big, and there might be a ladder down through maintenance. Or at least there isn't one in engineering. Yeah, so we can take that ladder down through engineering.
Okay.
Go down.
You move, let's just do a turn, and you move 2 zones, and everyone who's going to to the atmosphere controls makes their way there.
Make it to engineering at least.
Yeah, you make it to engineering.
Brew and Blaze make it to car.
Or the side room.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that side room count?
That's engineering.
Okay.
Yes. All right. What about our other party?
Going below decks without the Marines is not going to happen.
I mean, Heston. I mean, like, can the? I was typing and doing stuff. It's up to the captain. I'm not going to tell the captain what to do. But if you got Heston and Kennedy there, so how do we want to break everybody up?
I think it's just 2 groups right now, because it's not going to take Violet long to do the engineering thing, and engineering's right next to Atmos, so we could try to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone there. Cool. And then all head below decks together once Brewer's hooked up in the suit, because there's a ladder down from cargo and a ladder down from engineering, and we could go up, and the points are relatively close. So I think it's just 2 groups right now. And each group has someone who has the motion detector. Okay. And should be monitoring it.
I have one as well, as I just looked at my gear that Travis gave me months ago.
That's good. That's very helpful potentially here.
I also have a motion tracker.
We're good then. You're gonna be doing engineering stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just pregnant. I have nothing.
So we'll leave, in this round, I guess we make it here. The next round, I guess Brewer will get suited up with Blaze in cargo, and I think if Dr. Jeffries would be so polite as to assist, Jeffries, Heston, and I will go into Atmos, while Violet, Iris, and Kennedy will stay in engineering and try to figure stuff out with the computers. So everyone can be working on something at the same time, and then we can all head below decks immediately after it's done.
I love it. I want a turn to pass. Okay, so that's 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Everybody de-stresses 1 point.
Good. Great. Let me get Kennedy's stress down.
Makes it to where they need to go. And unless anybody has a disagreement about it, we're going to return to our initiative order. Really quick. Okay. All right. Blaze. Would you make me an observation check at +2 with your motion detector?
Observation, yeah. +2. Coming your way. Oh no. 2 successes and 2 panics?
2 stress.
2 stress, excuse me. So now I have to roll for panic.
Mm-hmm. You did decrease your panic, though, a little bit, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. 11, which on that means cover. I instantly seek cover. Your next action and move away from danger and find a safe spot.
All right, we'll hold on a second before we go doing that now. Just a second before you go diving into cover.
Hit the deck.
Just feel something, Blaze. You just feel it. You felt it before. The hairs on the back of your neck are standing up.
Okay.
And the air is weird. And you don't see anything on the tracker? There's a pressure, like somebody's watching you from across the room. What do you do with your turn?
He'd probably kind of sweat beating down his face, kind of look towards Brewer and be like, something's not right, man. Something's not right.
You see something?
Kind of licks his lips and is looking at the motion tracker to see if there's anything on it, and there's nothing, you said, right? No blips, no beeps.
Nope.
He just keeps looking around the room, and I don't see anything yet. You wanna hurry up, and he's gonna kind of ready his weapon, his side-mounted gun. And
cool.
Just kind of looking around the room. He's just readying up.
Okay. So would you say that you are on Overwatch?
Yes. I'm overwatching a Brewer so he can do his thing and get to the loader.
I love it. You're in cargo? Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah.
It's weird in here. McKeelson.
Yeah, we made it to Atmos. I'm using Dr. Jeffries' help while Heston overwatches us and looks at the motion tracker.
He has sabotaged the air scrubbers. It is going to take a shift to repair.
A whole shift?
You're going to need to gather some spare parts. There is easily 5 hours of work to do in this room.
All right. No way we can do that till after we kill him. So McKeelson will just, while we're here, just jot down a quick list of the things that we will need. So as soon as Gabriel's dead, we can start work on repairs.
Someone who made a killer heavy machinery attempt could maybe beat that 5 hours, but that is what you are looking at.
I'll be like, good. All right, Peril, get on scrubbers after we kill Gabriel. Can't fix it now. It's gonna take a fucking shift. But at least we know what the damage is and what we need to do, and that it is really fucked. So keep our oxygen on. And then head back to engineering.
Okay. Brewer.
Yes. So,
give me an observation roll really quick.
Okay. There it is.
What are you doing, Brewer?
Well, there's this just massive black tarp over this beast of a machine. And when I pull it off, it's a modified loader. It has it's been modified so someone in an atmosphere suit or pressure suit could be in it, and it has RCS thrusters, and it also has a mount for my flamethrower.
Sweet. That's badass.
I prep that.
Yeah, that's gonna take you a turn to prep.
And a custom paint job.
Yes. It's got flames.
Yeah.
It's your 70s conversion power loader. It's got a dragon on the side of it.
Yeah.
REO Speedwagon logo. Let's see. So Brewer is patching up, and we get that big wide shot of the cargo bay. And what Brewer's doing, it's not quiet. It's you can hear it, and that sound
hurry up
moves around the room and bounces off the walls, and in a big wide shot of the room is unsettling to say the least.
Pass me that battery.
All right, he'll be handed you crap as you call for it, but he's not letting his eyes down. Blade's not letting his guard down.
Okay. Heston is going to follow the captain, right?
Captain and Jeffries, if Jeffries is walking with us, because I grabbed him with us to look at the scrubbers. Walked in, we looked at it, went, yeah, it's fucked.
I am.
We left.
Okay. He's breathing heavily, like always.
Yeah.
Jeffries.
Yes.
Give me an observation check.
I really feel that at this point I might go ahead. Now I'm going to roll it.
What could go wrong?
One success. Look at me.
That's pretty cool. What do you do?
Do I sense that do I get a similar feeling on my spine that I've missed something or that I'm not seeing something?
No.
All right, well then I do nothing.
Oh, okay. At all? Where are you?
He would be
God,
with
this
us
map.
in engineering.
Yes, Lindy's like, he's with her. Oh, we're all in engineering now, Trev. All right.
Basically.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we all get back together. And Heston like looks at Kennedy and Iris and Violet. They're broke. Guess that's what caused it all.
Like, really fucked. Like, they took some time to break it. Well, it
Does it look like it was broke? It's not something that was just broken. It was something that was like taken right up to the moment of being broken, and so as soon as everybody got back, he could just kind of complete the break. Like, if it took as long to break it as it would to repair it, or
they look overheated. They look like someone threw a switch and overclocked them and burned them out.
Yeah, something that takes a bit of time, not just an instant. Yeah. Something had a little prep.
if that's the case, he's working on pre-existing orders.
Yep. Thought maybe that there was a contaminated sample. You know, a big old chest-bursty baby thing. That took out the other ship. I'm starting to think it was Gabriel. They're lovely Alchemists, but I'd hope it not be them.
It's a lot of overhead for loss of a ship and a crew, and
God, he sounds like he's in a cult. Cults don't give a shite about overhead. Too fanatical.
something makes me wish that we were all paying more attention to our motion trackers.
Kennedy's looking at hers right now.
Shit.
Oh yeah, speaking of Kennedy.
Uh-huh.
It's Iris's turn though. Iris
Well, Kennedy actually goes before Iris.
Does she?
Yeah, 7 versus 6.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know
well,
how
hold
it
on a
got out of
second
order.
then.
Oh, good girl, Kennedy. That's my radioactive girlfriend.
Okay.
Give her the...
I need to know where everyone is on the map. Let's just hold on just a second here. I need to know where everyone is on the map, and I need to...
Probably there.
Roll.
Or like within talking distance of Violet and Kennedy, and it's probably like that.
Where everybody is.
Everybody's right in there, circled around the E in engineering.
Okay.
And Blaze and Brew are in cargo.
She drinks a stress. She rolls stress.
You want me to roll for her?
Yeah, roll. I don't know why that didn't work.
Yeah.
Roll stress for Kennedy.
Let me see if it works for me. Her rolls have been working.
Kennedy only listens to Lindy at this point because of their special relationship.
Yeah. She's fine.
She's fine. Kennedy.
She's got a nervous twitch. That's it. So she gets more stress.
Notice Kennedy walk over here and turn her head around this corner. And you see over here, there's all these pipes. It's this sort of pipe going on. See, there's a lot of there's a lot of tubing. There's a lot of conductive relays and duct work and all kinds of stuff. You see this hole in the ceiling right here. And she's looking at the ceiling.
I look at the ceiling too. I know that we've done this before.
Mm-hmm. She's just staring at it.
Kennedy?
You guys see that?
Do I see it?
No, you don't see it.
Do you?
I can't tell in the light.
Just assume it's a yes.
She takes like 2 more steps forward.
No, don't take any more steps forward. Just point us in the vague direction and we'll open fire at this point, because not losing anyone else. Seeing them snatch people up from the ceiling. It's not pretty.
She hears you and you're her captain, so she stops short on that second step. And she's got her gun up and she's looking at the ceiling, and she takes her flashlight on her shoulder and starts pointing it up there. And you can't see anything.
You see something, you can shoot it. We'll fix whatever it breaks.
Copy that. Just give me a second.
Alright.
Iris, can you give me an observation check, please?
Absolutely.
I don't think we have a token down for...
We don't have
I'm
a
in
Jeffrey's
a
or
corner.
an Iris token. Oh, we have... apparently we've got one token.
Oh, there you are. Oh, far out.
All right, I think I have... Someone translate my dice for me.
You have 3 successes, and you got some more stress, but your stress meter's maxed out, I think. Almost, basically. So you roll panic and hope you don't get 13 or higher.
Oh, cool.
Oh, no.
Oh, I got a 16. So...
you're catatonic.
Okay, I want to be clear about something. That's really that's a 16 on a panic. We should have a music cue or some shit for that. Dr. Vanessa Iris, you know, she's carrying this incredible secret. She knows so little about herself. And she also maybe has never been in a situation where she's seen something she's never seen before, and only she can see it. This is an altogether new feeling. Iris, you see it in the darkness across the room. Kennedy's looking at it. It's blackish purple. It's hanging from the ceiling and holding absolutely still. You don't recognize it. And you are catatonic. You're frozen. For this round, you can't move. But you see it.
I have some permanent mental trauma from this. So.
I gotta do some stuff. Can I get... So next up is Blaze.
It's Violet.
Or sorry, next up is Violet. Violet, what do you do?
I'm trying to do a system-wide life science scan.
At a terminal, right?
Yes.
Right.
Do I know if I show up on life science scans? I don't, right?
You don't.
I don't. Okay. Interesting.
Company synthetics are registered differently.
But I'm not registered on this ship, am I?
You were.
But I was scrubbed from all company record.
You were.
Okay, I'm gonna do a comp tech roll, I guess. See what happens. Is that correct? Three successes.
What are you looking for? That's like you got a double stunt there. So what were you? Ask me something specific.
I'm trying to do a life sign scan, and I want to see if I can identify each type of life sign. So like human, synthetic, other.
Okay. With 3 successes, with the way the ship has been sabotaged, you can't pinpoint them on the ship.
Okay.
But I will tell you that you can account for Granger, There are life signs that you could map for Granger, Gabriel, 2 unidentified beings, and 3 other unidentified beings. Separate from each other. 2 that are similar, 3 that are similar. Under normal circumstances, the ship would have given a warning that an unidentified organism was on the ship. This function has been turned off. There are 5 unidentified organisms on the ship.
And that's outside of the people immediately in this room.
Correct.
Okay.
I have to do the math, but it's everybody in the room plus Granger and Gabriel.
Okay. And then on top of those, I see 5 life signs that are different.
Correct.
Okay. So fun story.
Huh?
There's all of us. I can't really tell where. There's not enough power to pinpoint everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But there are 2 similar foreign life signs and 3 similar foreign life signs that are separate. So there are 5.
2 Yautja, 3 aliens.
So fun.
Maybe the Yautja help us kill some aliens. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Blaze.
Yeah.
It's quiet. Brewer has suited up. What do you do?
He'll see that Brewer suited up, and he'll kind of back to me like, "You ready?"
On to trot.
All right, let's do this. And he'll start moving, and he'll lead the way with his motion tracker and his left hand, his hand on the trigger of his waist-stabilized smart gun, and start walking forward. Sweat pouring down his forehead as he's thinking about what's going on.
Awesome.
So,
give me an observation check +2 with your motion tracker.
Observation. Come here, observation. +2. 2 successes.
Okay.
And we wanted to head to meet up with engineering with this loader, correct?
I think we were meeting downstairs. Because the ladders are
Meeting
really
downstairs.
close from cargo to engineering. We'd wind up in the drop ship maintenance area.
We're gonna fit though his loader through the ladders.
Gotta go downstairs, that's the next place. I'd imagine the cargo staircase ladder is much wider than the engineering one, because you gotta move stuff down into engineering.
Let's just maybe have a cargo area elevator, like a freight elevator.
That's what I would imagine you guys have, because they gotta get stuff down to the drop ship and the telecoms and research and that kind of thing.
If there's a freight elevator, I'd move us towards the freight elevator to go down.
And report in.
Yeah. Not sure. I'm scanning all over the ship's layout here to see design.
Right here.
Yeah, so we'll take the elevator down, I suppose.
Okay. Where is so right here in this? Yeah. So now you're down on the basement. Okay. Go ahead and move your tokens down there for me.
Trying the map's just so big.
It's this massive, giant map. It puts you down in by the firing range. It looks like. Yeah. This is so cool.
Near the firing range.
This is so cool. It's really cool. It's just like, whoa.
Yeah, it's big. It's fun. So, okay. McKeelson.
There's a chalkboard that has high score on it.
Oh yeah, there's definitely is.
And,
on this ship with McKeelson as captain. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's also probably like a beer cooler that's definitely not regulation, but we have it in the like right next to the firing range anyways.
I imagine like Violet has the high score, but it's crossed out and says disqualified, not human.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd say disqualified. There'd just be 2 number 1 spaces because Mikhail didn't want to hurt Violet's feelings.
It's like
like
a
that.
separate
The human column and the synthetic column.
You're number 1 on the synthetic column, girl.
Large asterisks.
Gonna have to add a new column that says alien.
They've already added it. You guys never. There's like an alien column that you guys never put in there.
We're like, oh, shit.
We're like, what? The
Yautja have added like their names next to it. They beat all of us by like a long shot.
McKeelson.
Right.
Yeah. Right, so that was Blaze and Brewer's moves, right? Did you both went downstairs? You both moved 2 zones.
For Blaze, yes. Did you take
Brewer? What do you do?
Yeah.
Well, Brewer's gonna take the elevator down with Blaze there. Also, we're making our way down to telecom. They'll check in on the comms.
All right, we're gonna come down maintenance in just a moment. You want to meet us in that hallway, maintenance hallway? There's 5 unidentified life forms on the ship, guessing 2 Yautja, and 3 alien fuckers, so keep wary.
You're the captain, Captain.
Keep your eyes out, we'll meet you there as soon as we can.
Going to Overwatch.
Right, of course this thing's by the ladder. Engineering, if Mikhailson would realize. Yeah. Step up near Kennedy. And shotgun out. Shotgun's already out. Cocked. Ready to go. Can I see anything?
Give me an observation roll.
Would my binoculars help?
Yes.
Okay. Like, imagine like, much like a monocle, she's got them kind of just on a string on her, like, just has the shotgun in one hand, like, in the shoulder, ready, and then just looks the binoculars. So that'll give me +2. Fuck. It's me rolling.
Well,
That's me. It's just, I just had the name tag up. You know what? I don't have any stress right now. I'm gonna push it. I want to see this thing. I'll take a stress. Roll. Fair. All right. But I got 1 success.
How much stress do you have?
2.
Oh, okay.
I can roll panic if you like.
All right,
That's not
because
gonna
you're
be
so
much.
high. Because you're so high right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the good meds, and there's, as long as I don't take more at this shift, I'm fine.
You can see it up in the ceiling. The tubes on its back blend beautifully with all this conductive ductwork running along the ceiling. It's absolutely still, and you notice too that it is dry. It's not dripping on the floor like the ones you've seen in the past. It's steely purplish black, and it's motionless in the ceiling.
Look to this thing, cockroach. I see the fucker. Everyone just get ready. And I think I like Martin Kennedy to be in line with me. And then just
Can I do something just right before we hear like the get ready? Or are we still in initiative? If
We're in initiative. There's a thing in the rules where you can hold an action, but I'll reverse it and then like do it whenever you want, but I'll reverse it and you can give up a slow or long action and do it right now if you want to help. If you want to do something right now before she pulls the trigger.
No, that's okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Fire away.
I would use my Yautja spinny blade thingy, but that's not what I had out, and I think I'd have a little spray with this thing, so we'll see. We'll see. 2 hits and a little stress. Stress is fine.
Nice. A shotgun blast shatters the silence in the corridor in engineering. McKeelson is firing into the ceiling. So let's see. You did a base damage of 3.
Huh?
Right, I have to look. I have to look at something.
I get stunts. Let me look at my stunts.
Sounds like it's hit the fan, Blaze.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Oh sweet.
3, 4, 5. So 4. Damn.
All under skills.
That's a shotgun, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Looking for my combat stunts. There we go. Range combat. Okay. I can inflict more damage, pin down. No. Ooh! Falls to the ground or is pushed back. I would like it to drop down so everybody can see this fucker. I'm gonna use my stunt. So it's not gonna take 4 damage, it'll take 3 damage, but get knocked down. So everyone can see it and it has less hidey holes.
Cool. Okay, so and I think that eschews with the bonus damage because you used your
Yes, so it's only yeah.
So,
I could
so
do
3.
I could do 3 damage, but I could just do extra. I could do 4 damage total, but I'm gonna do 3 because I want it knocked down. I want everybody to get a nice shot at this guy. Just
this thing. It falls out of the ceiling, screaming. Milky grayish white blood flies from its shotgun wound. It does not burn the ground. It is thrown in all directions, and yet it does not cause the same acid reaction that you've seen from previous xenomorphs that you've encountered. And it falls out of the ceiling, and it writhes, and it screams, and it tries to get back up on its feet.
it goes right after me. That's great.
Meanwhile, Violet, you look over your shoulder, and you see something standing in the hall.
Oh, no. Is it a
purple.
friendly Yautja friend?
It's purplish black.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yep.
It moves toward Dr. Iris, who is catatonic.
Oh no.
Can I do a jump ahead motion or action?
No, we're doing initiative order. I'm just saying that you are seeing what is about to happen.
You're aware. Oh no.
Because you're closest to it. But I've got to look at something really quick, so you got to give me just a second.
Wonderful.
Dr. Iris, you turn, you see the thing fall out of the ceiling, and then you hear a hiss over your right shoulder. And if you were to turn your head, you would see this thing coming down the hall, looking right at you. It has very long claws, particularly long talons on its fingers. You've never seen a genus of XX21 like this. There's something artificial about it.
Oh,
There's something
God, no.
contrived about it.
Oh, wonderful.
Your brain is furiously considering the ramifications of the fact that it did not blow acid blood all over the room when receiving a point-blank shotgun blast to the chest. I need to roll a d6.
What's it do?
We don't want to know.
We're gonna find out.
Okay, I need to roll 10 base dice. How the hell do I do that? Oh, yeah.
You roll 10d6, Travis.
I got it.
Oh.
Stand by.
Okay.
Violet, you see a mad purple-black streak as it leaps through the air, lands on top of Dr. Iris, grabs her with its long claws, and drags her by the legs down the hall. And it moves out of sight to the south. She takes, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm going to take this guy off the, hang on just a second.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah, you can see him. He needs to be a little bigger because these guys are big.
Oh.
And so Dr. Iris is being dragged and is now
Fix
being
the other one
dragged
for you,
into
too.
an adjacent zone. Thank you.
You're welcome.
She's been dragged around this corner and disappears from sight.
Oh boy.
Brewer.
Okay. I assume we heard the gunshot.
You did.
We're not far above you guys.
What
Yeah.
the gunshots? Shit. Captain?
Little busy. Got at least one of them here. Right over the fucking ladder too.
Do you need backup?
It'd be nice.
Hop back in the elevator.
See, fuck, back up the elevator.
Oh man. If you guys come through cargo, it's gonna take you a minute. I guess maybe not. You might be able to come through engineering this way.
And I suppose the elevator's a long action.
Yes.
Seems
Yes.
like it would be.
Yes, it would be.
And then I guess head into engineering. Is there a direct way into engineering from here? It does not appear so. All right, head into disposal.
Jeffries. Or sorry, it's Heston's turn. Captain, what does Heston do? Who's kind of standing equidistant from both events right here?
Yeah. He likes his flamethrower. I think Heston's a simple creature. He might shoot at whatever he saw first.
Cool.
I feel like that makes sense. It's kind of like an attack dog.
I love it. The wait, the one on the ground?
Yeah, baby. That's the one he saw first, probably.
Okay. I love it.
I feel like it was like gunfire, gunfire, Heston attention, and then maybe we heard Dr. Iris go a corner.
How'd that? Ah?
Oh,
Okay. He's gonna push
Heston.
it.
Okay, go Heston.
'Cause he does things like that.
He does. Yeah, Heston.
Very little stress. So, okay. I gotta make a roll here. This one, because it's fire. Okay. And as it dies, it melts.
Oh.
Like, I mean, not like butter melts.
Like
like
plastic
something...
when you hit a blowtorch to it?
Yeah.
Like if you accidentally bake something with the saran wrap still on?
Yeah. Yes.
I thought that was a good mental image.
Weird, acrid plastic smell.
Oh,
that's just
God.
foul.
You think that's what got to Gabriel? Just made a bunch of gay babies. Gay babies.
Gabriel babies.
Gabriel babies.
Babriels.
Babriels, yes. Babriels.
I love that. Okay. Who's next? Jeffries.
Am I on the map? Because I know I was with.
You don't have a token.
I don't. Okay. Well, I know that I was with.
Yeah, you're probably standing on the E in engineering, because that's where everyone was until I stepped away.
There you are. Well, I don't know why you don't have a token, but okay. Yes.
It's okay.
You're standing next to Eston.
Or I saw Iris get sucked away, right?
You did. Tough to miss.
Okay, he is charging after.
Okay. So that's a move. You only have to move one zone, so it's a half move.
Okay.
And so you can still attack. You see this, you come around, so let's talk about it. You move the zone, okay? You come around this corner, and as you do, another one of these things is in the ceiling.
Oh no.
It does not move. Do you keep going?
Yes, I'm going for Iris. I'm not going for it.
It allows you right past it, and you would even say it turns its head as you go by.
Like that.
And then you breach this sort of doorway here into the escape pod area. I'm gonna take this. I don't know why I put them on the GM layer, and yet here I did. And you see it. All three escape pod doors are shut. This thing has Iris by the lower torso in its long razor claws and is dragging her across the room. It hasn't made it far. You close the distance quickly because of this hallway here. What are you going to do?
I'm out of eyesight of everybody else, correct?
You are.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to tear its head off if I can, Travis.
That's a close combat roll.
It is.
Did you guys have like alien fight rings back there?
I think I might have gotten it. 6 successes.
6 out of 7. You rolled 6 6s on 7 dice. Well, if that doesn't tell a story, I don't know what does. Not a single armor check.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I believe
okay.
each additional success is an additional bit of damage.
It is. Say, I need to roll a d6.
Oh.
I need to roll 2 d6s, actually. But give me just 1 second here. Oh, man. I'm going to read this. 5 to 6, torn apart, instant death. The xenomorph is torn apart or crushed amidst shrieks of rage. Severely mutilated, it can only be analyzed with an observation of -2. So it's so destroyed, you'd have trouble recognizing it. How do you do this, Dr. Philip Jeffries?
He runs in, and as soon as he realizes that no one can see him except for Iris, his eyes snap to that red-orange color they had on the Yalcha ship. He punches his right fist into the mouth of this creature, up as if he's catfishing. He goes all the way in and then grabs the top mandible and rips it across. Lower jaw and upper jaw rip apart. And as it drops to the ground, decapitated, he turns to Iris and puts his hand out to help her up and says, "Come with me if you want to live."
I don't know if I'm still catatonic, but that's fucking amazing.
And we're going to put a pin in that. That was amazing. I would like to confirm how amazing that was. And we jump to this thing hanging from the ceiling, which I would like to control if I can learn Roll20 live on the internet. Hi, everybody. Here we go. Objects. There we go. You see this thing come around the side. This thing goes right at Heston.
Skips me?
Yes. It absolutely skips you and goes right at Heston.
It's because you don't have flesh and blood. My best friend, but still need like motor oil.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta figure out what the fuck I'm doing. All right. So it closes the distance. It gets up. Okay. I roll 1d6. Oh shit.
Animal buddy.
Okay, wait. Oh my god. Okay, I have to roll 9 base dice.
Doesn't he have armor?
He does. He does have armor.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh no.
Stand by. Okay, we need to roll Heston's armor.
Okay. You got it, or you get it?
I think I got it.
Okay.
Okay, but it's not in there. So what's the Brewer? What's the standard armor? What's your armor score? Or like Blaze?
6.
What's your armor score?
It would be Blaze's.
Checking right now. Armor.
He's about to get lassoed.
Mine's 7.
Oh, nice. You probably have what you have then.
Okay. Thank God. Wow.
See, if you're going just off gear though, it's armor 6.
Oh, okay.
I'm giving him 7.
Okay. Which I don't know why it shows that unless I got a perk for something else.
Man.
Extra armor feed or something.
It drives a talon through Heston's chest, and it exits the back through his right shoulder blade. And he lifts Heston up off the ground. Heston's feet wiggle 3 inches off the ground as blood flies from his chest. This thing stands there and screams in his face, holding Heston up off the ground by one claw. I just wanted to hear it again. So now is Kennedy, who totally heard that.
Oh, yeah.
And whips around. Hey, Captain McKeelson, what should Kennedy do in this awesome moment?
She's got a really cool radioactive gun I think she likes to use, and the thing in front of us melted. Like, melted. I don't think it's coming back up. So, or at least Kennedy doesn't think it's coming back up. McKeelson might double tap it. Because McKeelson's paranoid at this point. So I think Kennedy's gonna shooty pew pew at this thing that has Heston, like right there. Like, blah. Okay, alright, Kennedy. Alright, let's see here. Did you not have a bonus for this? Guess not. Go. 2 hits.
Nice.
And it's armor piercing.
It is.
And radioactive.
I'd heard about that. This gun's badass. I mean, there's no way around it. It better be. It's making her permanently radioactive. Oh my God, what is going on with my armor rolls? What was that?
That's at least 5 damage and radiation +1, so I don't know if that's an extra point of damage.
No, it's 5/6. +1 is 7 with no armor score. She shoots a slug right through this thing, and I have to roll a d6. He cries out in alien fury. I need to roll another d6. Oh shit. Oh shit. I have to roll
another d6.
and I have to roll an attack. But it instantly attacks the closest opponent. If it fails to inflict any damage, the creature dies. Okay, but right, like just a normal base dice. I'm just gonna roll See, aliens don't get a base combat though rules. I'm gonna roll a d6. If I get above a 4, that's a wait. No, if I what's a success on a die in Alien?
6.
It's a 6, right?
Yeah.
If I roll a 6, he dies. It's a 3. He puts another talon through Heston, and then its knees buckle, and the two of them collapse in a heap. Wait, that was Kennedy. Iris is catatonic. We're going to get back to Iris. She's not catatonic, but we're going to get back to Iris. Violet.
So.
Lots happened in the past 10 seconds.
Yeah. So I saw an alien snatch Iris. Jeffries went after her. And then another alien came up and basically fucked Heston. I have a weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this thing is right there. I'm gonna shoot it. What do I roll? Just ranged combat?
Mm-hmm.
Success and a stress.
Okay, take a stress.
I'm at 6 if that matters.
Oh yeah, Kennedy.
Your bullet glances off its armored carapace.
Okay.
That was your slow action. Do you want to do anything else?
Can I move?
Yes.
I'm just gonna be like, Mikhailson, there's another one! And then I'm gonna go after Iris and Jeffries.
Okay.
We know there's at least 3!
Iris heads around the corner. Blaze, you come around Brewer to see the devastation, and you see another fallen Marine. Heston is bleeding badly from his chest. He has 2 long razor claws. There's literally a hand sticking out of his chest attached to a lifeless purple-black xenocorpse. And you hear him slightly under his breath, chuckling softly to himself, gurgling blood.
Crap. And there's no other aliens around in sight?
No.
Okay, he'd go charging towards his fellow Marine. And if the thing is dead, right? Like he'd be advancing on it with his gun. Oh, it's not dead? Well, if it's...
It looks dead.
Oh, no. Okay, well, he'd be advancing...
You see it twitch. You see it go.
he'd be advancing with his gun up and ready, but spasming's one thing. If it's moving, that's another.
They've never spasmed before.
So he.
I'm after you. I'm next.
I know I'm thinking about it, but the problem is Blaze would know that if he shoots, it's going to spray acid everywhere.
You don't see any acid?
Oh God. Okay. Shit, I don't like this. Okay, fine. Blaze will put a burst into the back of the thing's head to make sure it's dead. Then to make sure it is indeed not going to move anymore. So smart gun attack.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 success and a stress.
And no armor again. What the fuck? I want to point out these aliens. These purple black ones are fucking squishy. This is amazing. You just completely grease this thing. Just take it completely down, and it begins to once again sort of oddly decompose in front of you.
Rest in peace, my fellow Marine, because I just sprayed acid blood all over him, I bet.
But Heston is fine, and the blood that is all over him is not killing him with corrosive acid. He's just a mess.
Does he still have a hand? I mean,
he still has a hand sticking. He still has 2 giant razor claws sticking out of his chest. The left chest, not his heart.
Oh.
He's been impaled twice through the chest, but he's alive.
Okay, so...
Is he laughing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. He's fine.
He's fine.
Okay, well that was my slow action, so fast action, can I move? Or, well, was that my slow and fast action for the movement and shoot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then he'll...
Yes, it was.
Hold there.
Okay. We're just going to pause this. Kennedy looks on. We have a Marine on the ground laughing as he bleeds out at your feet.
The hell's that?
Turn the corner. And Dr. Philip Jeffries just told Dr. Vanessa Iris, come with me if you want to live. They're standing in front of all 3 escape pod doors. There's a command console to your right. You see a lot of equipment and gear. And you notice that on the screens is filling up with this white horse character repeating. And Jeffries, as Iris stirs to take your hand, and Violet, in this moment, you're coming down the hall. The door to escape pod bay 2 flies open. Gabriel bursts from the pod and immediately attacks you with his fists, Dr. Jeffries, and the 2 of you are immediately launched into close combat. Fists are flying. I'm making a close combat roll.
Everyone has permission to shoot him on sight.
And can I get an observation roll on you to see if you are ambushed?
I would like to I would like to use my breakthrough ability, which means you've done it. Once per game session, you automatically pass an observation roll of your choice without needing to make the roll.
You knew it was about to happen. You could even hear the soles of his Reebok high tops gently slide on the grating on the other side of the escape pod before the door bursts open and he flies towards you. And I want the Matrix. So let's do an opposed close combat roll.
Okay.
If you decide to defend yourself, I mean, I'm not going to roll for you. I'm just saying, like,
because of my arm, do I get +1 for my signature item? Which is...
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So can I assist? Is that allowed or no?
Yeah.
I just see like Gabriel, who, if it looks like Leonard, I
just
cannot
untie his
fucking
shoelaces.
stand.
Just grab the shoelace real quick. That's a beautiful.
I'm not known for my combat, but like, yeah, I could, undo a shoelace or just try to hit them in the face, and I could absolutely miss. But maybe it's a distraction.
You could debok him.
Debok him. The Reebok.
Iris, I want to do something. Here.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Whether you know it or not, you're a Tyrell replicant. Tyrell replicants did not handle emergencies well. They did not handle their emotions well. They did not handle tense situations well by design. In fact, being able to suss one out, one would ask them emotionally compromising questions to get them to lose their shit.
Like, that's very rude towards my best friend Violet.
I think
she's done wonderful in emergencies.
I mean, yeah, are you attacking me or Vanessa Iris? Because I feel like both right now feels very personal.
I'm talking about Dr. Vanessa Iris, and I'm not. No shots taken. Nothing but love here. I've seen the movie. You've seen the movie. I don't know what to tell you. That's why they were being murdered, is because they can't keep their shit together. I'll tell you about my mother. Yeah. So, just I would love for Gabriel to just get into fist. You see him dive at Jeffries with a swift right hook, and I think that you can do whatever you want to do. There's a moment where you see this happening, and you have a moment to react.
She can assist. I would add another die. Okay, I just want to.
I would totally try to assist.
Shoot it.
3.
All right, hold on. I swear to God, I made this guy.
Oh, is he Leonard?
There he is. Here he is. Haha. Oh my God.
Suck it, Gabriel.
He comes at you with this right hook and misses completely. And where I want to end it is Jeffries, as he misses this right hook, he returns with another one that you deftly block to the side with your arm. And then before you even get a chance to return it, Dr. Vanessa Iris comes in with a right hook that knocks Gabriel off of his feet. And it sends him flying across the room and smashes him against the wall. And he looks up and stares at you. And as he puts his hand on the wall and straightens himself back up, he looks at you. I am the white horse. This is the water, and this is the well. The horse is the white of the eyes, and dark within.
Can we say something?
Yes.
I would look over at Iris and just kind of smile and look back at Gabriel and say, all too human. And I think we both just rear back in.
And as this 1-on-2 combat begins, it's going to take a lot more than that to take out Gabriel. Violet, you take the corner. And you see Dr. Jeffries. And I think you take the corner just in time to see your twin sister hit the shit out of this guy and send him flying across the room. And you heard what he said about the horse, and you heard Dr. Philip Jeffries. And as Heston laughs as he bleeds, and we're stuck in this moment, that is where we are going to end tonight's episode of Aliens, Shoulder of Orion. I want to sincerely thank everyone watching. This is a crazy time. I love this game, and I love these people. And I think about this game all the time. If someone gave me $200, $300 million, this is what we would be doing with, and probably with these people, whether they liked it or not. So as long as we're dreaming, this has just been amazing. I could go on and on. Lindy, thank you so much for the opportunity to run this sensational game with these amazing people on your awesome channel. I can't wait to do this again. Thank you.
All right. We'll just go around. We'll say who we are, where we can find you online. Travis, just start with you, because you were the fantastic game master.
Oh my God, I'm producer Trav. I produce WebDM, amongst many other things. I want y'all to do me a favor. Go to YouTube and subscribe to the Producer Trav YouTube channel. I'm working on some special, super cool, chocolate fudgy, awesome, badass shit that is going to be rolling out in September that I'm pretty excited about. And I could just go on and on, so you should do it. And then I'm also playing a game on Encounter Roleplay on Fridays, Eclipse. I'm somewhere between Jeffrey Lebowski and Ed Wood. Is this character who's making a movie about Dante's Inferno, a remake of Dante's Inferno. I'm going on a whole jag over there on Eclipse that you ought to check out because it's extremely cathartic and weird and has frequent soft drug references. And if that's the sort of thing that you're into, then please come join us. Fucking A, man. Credence.
Awesome. Wonderful. And someone who's wonderful and has a badass power loader with a custom paint shop would be Brewer. How was that for you tonight, Brewer? Sorry you missed the aliens, but at the same time, it's kind of a relief.
No. That's perfectly fine. I had a ton of fun tonight. I'm D20 Coup de Grace. You can find me playing here Mondays, Tuesdays, and this Thursday, a Frostpunk update's coming out, so I'll probably be playing that. So I thought I'd do some streaming there. So come see that. And man, it's so hard to pick a favorite part. Just everything is so awesome. I did like the Debach joke though. That was pretty funny.
Pretty good. It's a pretty good joke. He's a pretty funny person. So, someone who's pretty funny and fantastic would be our dear Violet.
Hi, I'm Nugatosaurus. I play Violet, the replicant human who's super confused right now. No worries. You can find me here on Mondays and Tuesdays playing in various games. Right now I am DMing a slightly modified game of Dread for some of our people, while Mondays in Exandria is on a break. And hopefully this Monday will be our finale, possibly part one of a two-part finale. We'll see. It should be interesting. I don't know. And then the occasional Friday or Saturday, whenever I'm here. My favorite part was arguing with Dr. Iris about whose face we had. It's my face. No, I'm older. It's definitely my face. So yeah, it was great. I'm super excited. These games don't last long enough. Like, I need to play this just all day. It'd be fantastic. And yeah.
Wonderful. So I learned that Violet's the older twin, apparently. But also, before we get to our wonderful guests, let's introduce, say goodbye to, hey Blaze, how you doing? Our solid Marine.
Oh yeah. He's solid, all right. He's solid something. I'm doing good. ShinyPod26 for Twitch and Twitters. Monday, Tuesdays on Life of Danny's channels, and then here, of course, for Aliens. It was a fun game for me to get back into listening and in the saddle and in the environment with what was happening, and then getting to play in it and have some fun. And some of the key moments that stuck out and just really tickled me was a lot of the quotes that were coming at the end, like the all too human reference was great. The fighting between the aliens with the people on board the aircraft is always fun. I like combat and the action that goes with the Alien games because it's kind of brutal and fun and just takes me back to the movies. The come with me if you want to live, so many great lines. So it was a great time. It was I could keep going with it, but just boom, 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 boom. That's what I loved, and it was great. So thanks everybody for watching.
Fantastic. And now our fantastic guests, Paige, Dr. Iris. Paging Dr. Iris.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I love playing every time on this show. It makes me so happy. Yeah, you can find me at D&D and Page on Twitter, where my website is linked. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to pick a favorite moment. I really enjoyed listening to the moments I was not a part of, being part of every moment I was a part of. But I really enjoyed Dr. Jeffries destroying that alien, because I feel like Dr. Iris got to see a part of Jeffries, someone who she highly cares for, that she's never seen this part before. So it's kind of like, it was like really cool to see.
I mean, just mathematically speaking, 6 6s out of 76. That's pretty stellar. So Someone who's stellar, I guess, and not a prick this time, would be Dr. Jeffries.
Yeah, I mean, that's my baby daddy. I mean...
Speaking of baby daddies, Dr. Jeffries.
This game is super duper fun. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Whenever you have a GM who is passionate about the material, the world, the setting, the system, whatever it happens to be, if they are filled with passion about something, it immediately makes the entire session game campaign even more elevated, more immersive. And that's, I mean, Travis, I mean, just total recall when it comes to these things with all these different places. I will say this though, I what Paige said, I was engrossed in everything that was going on with the other groups, and just so it's made aware, scientists, believe it or not, as much as I know about science, would not have been my first choice. I would have been rolling with Blaze and Brewer as a Marine, and that's why my moment of the night was as follows. Are you ready? I'm hot to trot. Bam! That was awesome. My second favorite part was the casual description of a waist stabilized smart gun. That is badass. That is Aliens. That's why I show up here. It's the greatest. You all are super fun to play with. I am not on social media. I am here on Wednesdays doing Witcher, and I'm here on Friday afternoons doing Aether's Walkway, and I will always be here until I'm dead playing, well, not in real life, it's morbid, but like until Jeffries is dead.
That's going to be like 30 years
Aliens.
Of playing here. I'm fine with that. At least 30, maybe like 50, 80, you know. I'm not going to age you, Greg.
No, I don't got that much time. But yeah, I have just an absolute blast. Thank you all for having me here. Travis, thanks for being awesome. And the story's the best. Love it.
Wonderful. I guess it leaves me. I'm going to give forth a moment that I wish would happen, but it's not going to because Blaze is leaking his life juices all over the floor. But if McKeelson had heard Gabriel say, "I am the horse, the white horse," I think Kielson would have been like, "Time for this horse to be put out to pasture," and then like that would have been McKeelson's line for that. But favorite moments, Travis's description of lasering the baby alien coming out of Watson like a pomegranate, like a sliced pomegranate. It was very visceral, and it's gonna stick with me. It's gonna stay with me for some time. I also loved just Blaze and Brewer. They're just tired. McKeelson's tired too. And every time they're like, the doctors are like, "Can we trust, da-da-da?" And they're like, "Fuck no." And every time we ask, "Can we trust the doctors?" And we're like, "Fuck no." And it's just the mutual distrust yet necessary cooperation is fantastic. I cannot wait till we get Granger back, who is absent this entire time, and I'm sure isn't gonna make things more difficult for him. Unless we find him like tied to a chair somewhere, that might excuse him a bit. Or unconscious on the floor, one of the two, I don't know, maybe. But you can find us here next month for Aliens. At some point, we'll announce a date when we know it. But I'd like to thank our sponsors, Roll20, our virtual tabletop of choice. They're super awesome. That's how you got to see all of these lovely, wonderful rolls here tonight. Roll20.net. Check them out. They're pretty fantastic. We've been using them for years. And they're character sheets for the Aliens game. Very nice. Keeps track of everything. Makes it easy. Yeah. You can find me here with most of these people every Monday, Tuesday, and then with some other of these people on Wednesdays and Fridays weekly, and then once a month for which will be awesome, and I cannot wait. Thank you all so much for hanging out and watching. There was a bunch of you, and I know some of y'all are super invested, just as invested as we are, and we appreciate the enthusiasm. So, till next time, have fun, play games. We'll catch you later.